Nice.
Hello and welcome everyone to Creator Cup Day 3. My name is Joe. I'm joined by the amazing Gilby Fish 123. We've got some awesome matches today, 3 to be precise, finishing up Group C and Group D for the group stage. We've got Ollie versus Pinpon. Gilby, are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited?
Of course. I was not able to commentate earlier, but I know you were commentating along with Houseline, aka Matt, as the organizers of the event. I see Ollie is in the chat and is excited. I know Pinpon is live as well, so we should be having the game starting soon. But tell us, Gilby, what's the recap from the last 2 days?
So I beat Max on Friday, and then we had our only tiebreaker where Blood Queen was able to beat Skywalk after in a tiebreaker. She basically just ran out of time, and she won that one. But that's how Group A is right now. And then we got some good games. Z beat Uche pretty smoothly, and we had Agna with a close game against Gremlin. Just wasn't able to convert in her second game.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at the pairings that we've got here today. We've got Group C. There's Pinpon versus Ollie. So we're going to have that starting any second now. And then we're going to follow that up with Car Crash versus Damien Nick. And then we're going to follow that up with Coda versus the organizer himself, Houseline, rocking that 1926 chess.com rapid rating. He is the strongest player out of the field today. But in this upcoming match between Pinpon and Ollie, it looks like Pinpon is the rating favorite at 1872, which is pretty high up there. So Ollie's got his work cut out for him today. How do you feel about his chances, Gilby?
I think Ali's kind of underrated though. Sometimes he plays pretty well. So it might be an interesting match. We're gonna see if how the players play. And I also haven't seen Pinpon at all. So
Actually, it
it
looks
might
like
be
we
interesting.
have a game underway.
Oh, we
So E4 played by Pinpon, and now it's Ollie's turn.
Let me do that. Yes, yes, I remembered. I remembered.
Oh, actually, I have Pinpon's audio.
All right. Well, I'm winning.
he's,
I'm winning on time.
he's spending on time. Okay, Ollie has made his
It just
move.
starts like that. Oh, I looked at his games.
All right, I'm gonna mute the players for a little bit. And also we're working on getting the player cams working. But we've got a Scandinavian defense from Ollie with the black pieces, and the players are blitzing out their moves now. How familiar are you with the Scandi, Gilby?
I know it somewhat with white. I don't play it all with black. Not a huge fan of it because I feel like there's just kind of better stuff to play black, but
Yeah, I
not losing
myself am
anything.
not the biggest fan of the Scandi for black. I feel like white gets that nice little tempo with knight c3 developing against the queen.
But their team they follow in the footsteps of John Bartholomew, I guess.
Yeah, shout out to John, the original JB. Joshua in the chat saying John Bartholomew punch in the air right now. Well, obviously, John is a very strong player, and the Scandi is definitely very playable. And Ollie's trying to prove that along with John Bartholomew. Meanwhile, Pinpon is already castled and looking like they're feeling pretty comfortable out of this opening here. So pawn to h3, attacking the bishop. Bishop just calmly steps back. And yeah, we've got quite some chess ahead of us. This is rapid time control, right? And this is only game one of two.
It's anything can happen, basically.
What happens if it's tied 1-1, Gilby?
It goes to we go to a 5 minute breaker,
Yeah,
and
so
then it's an Armageddon style.
essentially you go to sudden death overtime, but it's 5 minute blitz. Both players will get 5 minutes, so it's not like a true Armageddon where there's time odds. But whoever has the highest cap score combined from the first two games gets white. So that could be an advantage. Playing accurately is definitely important. And it also might encourage people to resign early if they're losing, because if you play a long in game, it's going to actually help your opponent kind of have a high percent cap score. So you might want to just cut your losses short, go into the next game and try to tie it up, and then hope that you have the higher cap score. So, yeah, Pin
Yeah, I don't
Pawn,
know if the players are thinking about that, but
he's
I
down
guess I
2 minutes here. So Ollie, pretty comfortable with his Scandi, is building up some time advantage.
he's doing pretty well on the board.
Yeah, he's ready to castle after this last bishop move. I still like White's position. I feel like they're just a little bit better advanced. Houseline's not thinking about that strat. Wow, this last move I actually don't like at all. Knight back to b1. I was just saying how much I like White's development. So what was this about?
Which move was?
White had just played knight b1.
A knight b1. That is a. Oh, maybe he's going for c4.
Yeah, I
And
do.
then
I agree. He's trying to get the c pawn out, but I think there was a better way to do it.
yeah, you can. I don't know what the best approach was there, but that does not feel right what he played.
Yeah, I would have rather brought like the rook to the c file, or maybe move one of these bishops and try to get the queen out.
Yeah,
So
maybe something like bishop d3, and then we're trying to get like knight e4. I don't know. Which I mean, it's doing fine if they were able to get the knight over to g3.
okay, queen b6 attacking the b pawn. Interestingly, the computer says bishop e3 is a move, which I don't fully understand. Sorry, bishop
So we,
e3 is the other way.
uh,
Maybe I gotta
makes sense.
practice. Okay, so b3, computer gives it a question mark.
It's kind of interesting that bishop e d3 made a lot of sense to me before, but I wasn't necessarily thinking about it there. Is b3? Is it just because we had better stuff to play?
And the computer is actually, here's the reason why I liked bishop e3. It's because the queen's not only attacking the b pawn, but it's also attacking the d pawn. So Ollie might actually have a tactic here to win material, and he goes for it. He takes on f3, removing the defender, and after pin pawn takes back, the d pawn's going to drop.
I see. Yes, I was doing good here.
Yeah, so queen takes pawn with a tempo on the rook in the corner. There's bishop to c3, which offers a queen trade. Probably we're not going to see that. Instead, maybe pawn to c3, or maybe the knight's going to come back to c3, but that's going to be pretty awkward. So probably just c3. I don't see how else you really want to defend. It'd be very sad to put the knight back on c3 because that's where it came from, right? So the knight b1 maneuver did not work very well for pin pawn, and Ollie has capitalized and won a pawn out of this. So great use of the Scandinavian opening here for Ollie. And
He's showing that it can't. Very viable.
Yeah, let's see if he's able to convert with the pawn advantage. Still a lot of chess left in this game. But if you're looking at the cap score already, I'm seeing Ollie's at 94.8 and Pin Pawn's at 89.5. So liking Ollie's chance, especially if you could win with black in the first game, that's huge because then you have draw odds basically with white in game two.
This view. A lot easier. Yeah, we're gonna see if Ali can convert on this.
So queen goes all the way back home to d8. Mission accomplished. Snag the pawn out of the opening. Can't ask for much more. Looks like Pin Pawn has to move something to get the knight out now. It'd be funny if you go c4. c4 and then the queen comes straight back to d4. Although there, maybe then knight c3 is not so bad because you got the c pawn out of the way.
Like, it almost sort of justifies that knight b1 move.
I don't know if anything can justify knight b1. We're gonna need Pin Pawn to go back to the drawing board with the opening prep against the Scandi. But yeah, shout out to Oscar Chess in the chat who found that. Bishop f4.
It gives that a mistake too. Is that just because it doesn't want the queen trade?
He does trade queens. So yeah, Ollie says, hey, I'm up a pawn. Happy to get these queens off the board. Pin Pawn recaptures with the rook, taking the open d file. But this is a very, very pleasant endgame for black, right? This is black's game to win.
It definitely is. I mean, you use up a pawn. And you also have the bishop here.
Yeah, bishop pair for white. Black brings their last knight into the game, connecting their knights. And now,
sorry. Right there.
yeah, white has the bishop pair, but black has the pawn, right? So there is chance, like there's some counterplay that Pin Pawn can go for. But all signs right now pointing in Ollie's favor. They're pretty even on the clocks as well. I think Pin Pawn's probably going to bring their knight in to d2, if I had to guess. Connecting rooks, getting that last minor piece into the game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where else. Hard to find another plan. Now we can finally go 94. So we could have done long ago. Knight d6. Well, if we go knight c6 or knight d6, I mean, black can just trade.
I think maybe c4 makes sense. There's a big square on d5 that both knights could go to. So c4 makes some sense to me.
Yeah. It's tricky to play with white, though.
Yeah, both knights are covering the forward knight moves for white, so gonna be hard to get to d6. c4 was played. What's up, Max Plays? Good to see ya. Shout out to everyone tuning in. Do you guys have any favorites, not only for this match, but just for the Creator Cup in general? I heard there's this guy Gilby that's playing in it. I think he's my favorite.
Been doing good so far, I guess.
No, but House Line also pretty strong.
Yeah. We're gonna see how he does today.
We're gonna see House Line play uh, at the end of today. So we've got three huge matches. This is the fight to get into the championship bracket, right? So if you're top of your group, so each group has like 4 players. So the top two should make it to the championship bracket. Bottom two should make it to the consolation bracket, right? So that's what these players are fighting for right now.
Indeed. And yeah, if you also get some bragging rights if you win, I guess.
Bragging rights. Is there
From,
anything else on the line? Any prizes?
yeah, there's some. I think there's like a chessboard, some stuff.
A chessboard. Is it signed?
Yeah, I think it's signed by. I also got one that signed by Origin and somebody.
So, do you know? Or
And it's signed by I think Origin, Aragaisi, and somebody.
and some
I don't remember exactly
Oh,
who.
Houseline
I should
has
know this, but yeah, I guess I should probably know.
Do you actually not know? Because I feel like I know.
I haven't really looked at it.
You haven't looked at it? Okay. Well, first and foremost, signed board by Arjun Erigaisi is huge. And to have it signed by someone else on top of that, I think is also huge. Yeah, Houseline, I just permitted you. Shout out to Farzi in the chat. All right, a rook trade. I think Ollie's happy just trading down. I also liked his move, rook to d8, not castling queenside. I think castling queenside with the dark square bishop here is kind of risky. So he could still castle short side. He could also just forego castling if you really wanted to. But castling makes a lot of sense. Why not? And yeah, Ollie's just taking it to this endgame. Up a pawn. He's got that passed e-pawn. Now, pin pawn still is able to hold this to a draw, right? It's still fairly even. And then the pawn advantage, it's a 4 versus 3. So it's not really that huge. Like black has a lot of work left cut for them. So, okay, Houseline has put the Instagram link in the chat. Farzi's saying it's a Hans autograph, but the prize announcement, if you go, shout out to Houseline's Twitch or Instagram, well, and his Twitch, but it's signed by Hikaru and Arjun. So, yeah. Plus, there's a lot of, I see diamond memberships. Looks like all participants are getting at least a month. Have you gotten yours yet, Gilby?
I mean, I already have diamond. I don't know exactly how it works because a lot of people already have diamond memberships.
True. Maybe if you already have one, you can gift it to a viewer or something.
Yeah. You got something to do with them.
But yeah, I guess your favorite prize is the bragging rights.
I mean, it'd be cool to get a board or
yeah. Just a board, not just like any board, a signed board, a double signed board.
It's like even better.
Gilby's like, I just need a board so I can play on it. That actually reminds me of a story. I think one time, someone like bought a board from Magnus and he signed it, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't want it signed. Like, I just wanted a normal board so I could play on it. Like, can I send it back?"
Send that back.
But yeah, Gilby similarly. Can we get Gilby a non-signed board so you can play on it? If he when he wins, right?
Yeah, there's some good players in here.
Oscar says that you and Agna are the favorites if House didn't play the French defense. Do you agree
Is
with
it a
that?
good thing or bad thing for House that he is he trying to say the French is good or bad?
He's saying the French defense is holding him back. House would be the favorite
Uh,
if he didn't play the French.
oh yeah.
Do you agree?
At least showing you can even with the Scandinavian now. So, I mean, I think it's up there. I mean, Uche when he's playing well is also good, and we've got Z was playing good the other day, I guess.
Klein
And
Bottle
you never
saying
know with Blood. You never know with Blood Queen either.
Blood Queen Dark Horse to win it all.
Yeah,
Or
you might
maybe
just
just
go in like
straight up the favorite.
you never know if she's just gonna go out and like grind for however many hours, just come back and be like 150 points higher.
It's possible.
I mean, since she only been playing like a year and a half or something.
I actually don't know. I don't know much about. Honestly, I just know that you and I did one lesson one time, and I had no
Yeah.
idea that you were actually so high rated. So usually my students are like less than 1,000 elo,
Uh,
and you're like
yeah,
twice that.
yeah.
You're like stronger than
We
me,
s-
so I was like, I was
we still
learning from
learn
your
some
games.
stuff though.
But
There's always stuff to learn.
that just goes to show how dedicated Gilby is to winning Creator Cup.
Of course.
He was taking lessons. I also know Anushka Blood Queen was taking lessons with bouncing across, right?
Yeah.
I've done a lesson with a few of the players besides you, but
Yeah,
most
Gremlin almost got one yesterday.
yeah,
He almost
Gremlin and
tied it up.
Agna, that was yeah. Shout out to Gremlin, big fan.
She was playing really well in the second game.
Yeah, I missed it unfortunately.
In this game, what does White have? Bishop takes b6.
Well, you're giving up your bishop pair, right? But are you trying to get your rook to d7?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. The computer's saying a4 is best, and essentially you're just kicking the knight away without giving up the bishop pair. Instead, pin pawn,
And what about
yeah,
what is it one after a5 there?
a4, a5, then
Yeah, something like
maybe you can then trade and then go rook d7.
oh
Maybe that's a
oh
stronger idea. I'm not sure.
maybe it's the fact that we can go b4 there, and we can go a5 if they take or
It's interesting. Okay, well now the Drugstore Bishop's under tag. Also, both players less than 2 minutes, so we're
yeah,
gonna get into a little bit of a time scramble.
we are.
How good are these players in time pressure? Do you know their like blitz or bullet ratings?
Not sure exactly. All his ratings are no, his ratings I think are all underrated. I don't know pin pawn.
You know what's really
His
interesting?
rating on here is 20.
I don't have the player cams, but I have the player audios.
Also, this doesn't work. Bishop takes. I don't know what I was saying.
I'm gonna listen into pin pawn a little bit.
Okay, he's below a minute. We're pretty much tied in time right now. Why is this so intense, bro? Okay, rook here.
He feels
that
the
fast?
intensity.
Possibility.
This is pin pawn on the mic.
Here?
He's calculating. He didn't give up his
There's
bishop
something
pair.
here,
Both
and I'm
players under a
missing it,
minute.
man. There's something here.
He's got some tactics
trade?
tingling. But there's really nothing.
God, man. I don't know what to do.
Okay, he's attacking. He's
F6
using his
threat.
bishop pair.
We're gonna try. This looks so weird and crazy, but
All he needs to push a G
we're just
pawn.
gonna try it, man.
Or there's
I think it's
bishop
definitely a
f8.
drawing chance. So
We're gonna try it.
Okay.
I mean, he obviously
G6.
sees the threat.
We can listen into Ollie a little bit here. Let's see.
Also, was weiß ich, ja, H4, H5, da sollte immer noch
Okay,
nichts drohen.
not English, so probably not gonna listen much to Ollie much more.
how bad was bishop takes G6 there?
Sacrificing? I don't. He's already down a
three
pawn,
pawns.
right? So he probably doesn't want to
Oh.
trade down like that.
He's so smart. What about this move? Is this some smart
It creates
move?
imbalance.
This is a smart
Okay.
move, maybe.
He's attacking the knight
don't know.
and defending his rook.
I don't know. We get 5 seconds per move. I gotta remember that, man.
Okay, now his c pawn's under attack, so he has to play b4, and he does it. Now a5 looks
So
really
he
annoying.
defends this. We're gonna bring the rook back in a few moves. Maybe all the way back.
He's played it, so now he has an open a file he can work
Come
with
here.
for his rook.
He might use this area to come in. We gotta play fast, baby. We gotta play fast.
Love the music that Pinpon's playing on his stream.
Okay. Bishop comes back.
What music's he playing?
Bishop comes
It's
back.
pretty epic.
Is he gonna trade a
Yeah.
try to trade rooks?
Ollie's taking the a
This is
file.
weak. This is a very weak piece.
King f1. I'm not a big fan of that.
We're gonna bring the rook here.
Okay. He kind of has to take this to save his b pawn.
Kind of stopped it. We're gonna trade, man. We're gonna trade.
This is so good for black. Rook
This
check,
guy's good, bro.
and he's gonna go after
I
the b
think I
pawn.
prefer.
At
I think I
endgame.
might
Oh,
prefer
that's
the
such a
bishop takes
blunder.
Here
G6
now, and I
Wow.
over this position.
never mind. I take it back.
White's rook was just trapped in that position. Like it had no moves. And then after the pawn
okay,
push,
listen.
wow, Ollie's throwing in time pressure.
Threatening this.
It's dead even now.
It's just
Okay, now we
It's just a
actually,
two-pawn
I think
rook
we're
game.
winning. I think we're somehow winning now. We got back the pawn we were losing.
Pinpon says he's
It's
going
not
for the
scary. We
win.
have to be careful from this though.
you might get him on the clock. He's up on time.
This is a
Yeah, if Ollie's gonna blunder like that in time pressure, I'm expecting more to come. Offering a rook trade, very interesting. Goes after the b pawn.
So the idea,
He pushes, but now black's king can enter.
you might go for this check. We'll just come back.
But
Yeah, Ollie's not
Our
doing
idea is
well
just gonna come
on time pressure. He's under 30 seconds, and Pin has actually gained time over a minute.
after
And now
like
we
if they,
have-
if King C5 and B6, do we just go like King C4 there?
Takes.
I'm not sure.
Shit,
I think rook a7 was important there to go
I
after
don't know
the
what
f
to do.
pawn. Here,
This
and
might
now
be
black
bad.
takes the f pawn. White
This
takes
might be really bad.
lots of
It's so hard to
captures.
tell.
Check.
Or maybe it's easy if you're a good player, but
Okay.
I'm not a good
He's going after the f pawn.
Let's go here, targeting this with check.
Draw.
This also comes with a check.
Ollie's gonna try to hold this to a draw.
Our king is gonna try to support this.
Ollie's
pawn.
technically up a pawn, but he's losing one of
This
them
guy
at
right
least.
here. Yeah, we're gonna check.
This should just
Check.
be a
This
dead
looks
draw.
like a draw. I think I may have screwed
Yeah.
this up.
Takes. I was liking white had that past b pawn, but
Maybe-
now it's
I
not
did
there
screw
anymore,
this up.
and white has the better king position here.
Damn, bro.
So he's just gonna try to get this last pawn
it's a
off the
draw, though.
board. It's not that easy
I have a
though.
minute, man. I never play 5 minutes. I never play this.
Ollie's
format.
bringing his
This
king in.
format is
Okay,
so
I would give
crazy.
rook check. No, he's going after the rook. Don't play king g3.
Okay. He's
Now
gonna
the
check
king
with
can
the
come.
pawn.
Oh, he's checking him.
He's gonna check with the pawn.
That's very interesting. Because now the h pawn's
Very
gonna
bad.
fall.
Oh, this is a draw.
Just rook
This
h5.
is a draw.
Okay, it didn't. Or rook
This
h6,
is
I
a
meant.
draw. This is a draw.
Okay, this works
This
too.
is a complete draw, man.
All right, crazy game. Ollie was winning the opening, won a pawn
I
with a
have minute and
Scandi,
half, man. Why am I freaking out? I just need to
and then
make
he blundered in
moves
time pressure.
Oh.
within 5 to 10 seconds.
They go
and
for a
I'm okay.
pin now.
I
Yeah, Penn, not the best start, but able to hold it to a draw. And honestly, I think that's good still for Ollie because you get a draw. Well, he's not moving. Ollie Ollie needs
This
to
the part-
just not flag. Okay, he's traded.
Is this the part where he? Oh, I was about to say, is this the part where he disconnects and loses?
That would be insane. So first game in the books, and we have, for anyone keeping track, cap score for white for Penn is 88.1, and the cap score for Ollie was 89.4. So Ollie not only getting a draw with black, but also slightly higher accuracy, which is going to be helpful if they draw the second game, because Ollie could end up with the white pieces depending on the cap score of the second game. So it's tied, half point each, and we're going to go into game 2 any second now.
That's
Yeah, solid start to the match.
yeah, big hold. We might get another tiebreaker, or somebody might win this one.
I have a hunch that the second game's not going to be a draw.
Most likely not, because we have only had a handful of draws.
Let me let me set up for the second game. So, Gilby, did that first game meet your expectations, or was it better?
Yeah, I mean,
Was it underwhelming? A draw for how that started?
it was pretty much time pressure. It seemed like where Ali was playing good, but he kind of cracked a little bit. And it was a difficult position to squeeze out.
Well, we already have game 2 underway. We missed the start. It was e4 and d6. So Peart's defense. d4 from Ollie taking the center, as well as f4. So strong center for Ollie. And yeah, Pin Pawn just gets castled after a fianchetto. So I've been liking Ollie's openings so far. I feel like Ollie's been getting the best out of the openings, and he's ahead on the clock, so he's been maybe a little comfortable.
Yeah, nothing too crazy going on.
Yeah, Pin Pawn, he's thinking, so he's already spent over a minute. Meanwhile, Ollie has actually gained time on the clock, and now we have c5 followed by c3 almost instantly. And yeah, after drawing the first game, it's winner takes all here. So this is a big one, and Ollie's got the white pieces. So right now, I think Ollie's my favorite, even though Pin Pawn is actually higher rated. That first game, I wasn't too impressed. I think that Ollie was definitely for choice. He really choked. He should have brought the rook in with check and gone after the b pawn. Instead, he pushed some pawns and he ended up blundering his advantage. So ended with a draw. So I think if Ollie can just stay up on the clock and convert any of these winning advantages, he's going to be doing really well to win this match. But Pin Pawn, I think he needs to pick up the pace a little bit. Definitely try to get Ollie into uncharted territory, make him a little uncomfortable, and bring him into time pressure. And that's going to be a great opportunity for Pin Pawn to take advantage of some of those mistakes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He needs to start speeding it up a little bit in the opening, really, so that he can have more time in the more critical positions. Going to be. Ali was the one who had all the winning chances last game. Let's see if he can do it again.
Loving the development for white. Bringing the queen up. Last piece. Rook's connected. Black has to get their queen into the game, but you can see they have less space in the center. Knight back on d7. Doesn't really have any forward moves. I feel like white should really just go for this kingside attack. You can go with e5. You can go with f5 even.
E5 definitely looks interesting. Open up the F file, maybe get a E6 in at some point.
This is Ollie's major think here. So started off really fast, and now he's going for it. F5. He's trying to break open the king. Hey, we're getting a raid from Speed Chess 14. Thank you and welcome. We are commentating for day 3 of the Creator Cup.
Pokemon Ivan. Oh, sorry. I thought we had speed. I thought it was a shared chat, so I wasn't seeing your comment. I do see all the comments now.
What's up, Ivan? Sorry about that link. No, Gilby's just deep in thought with the commentary as well. He's also, think about it this way, Gilby's kind of scouting the competition, right? Gilby's taking notes. He's looking at these openings. I mean, look at how Ollie's played this. F4, F5, right? This is just pure aggression. E6 from pin pawn. And now E5.
Play.
Capture, capture, knight moves, and now F6 is going to be a huge dagger. Look at that bishop. It's going to have to go back to H8. That bishop is not a happy piece. F6 hits, and it hits hard. Lovely position from Ollie. I think he's taking this one home.
Link, which part of the play did you not like? Terrible play.
Maybe he means from pin pawn.
Yeah, pin pawn is struggling.
Shout out to Erud. It's so not true, but I appreciate it. All right, so the computer really wanted pin pawn to capture on E3 first, which is a little scary because pawn takes on G7 with an attack on the rook. I guess the rook on F1 would also have been hanging. But now that the bishop is still on the board, the computer likes bishop to D4, keeping it on, or bishop to H6, right? And just really using the dark square bishop to complement the dark square pawns and really just capitalize on the dark square weaknesses that pin pawn has created in the position. Look at all the pieces on light squares. So yeah, this is kind of a dream position for Ollie. He just has to convert. So it's not over yet. He has to still play good moves.
This one appears even easier than it appears easier than last game.
Yeah, and he's got plenty of time here as
Right.
well.
What do you mean sack that? Oh, what you want like knight g5 and then knight takes h7 or something? I think. What you saying?
Computer's calling for knight e4, and probably we're gonna get the knight to d6, and that is exactly what Ollie's going for. Knight on d6 is gonna be an absolute monster of a knight to deal with. They call it an octopus knight, just hitting everything. It's gonna hit the bishop with tempo. It's gonna hit the rook, which is actually going to be trapped on e8. It's going to hit the pawn on f7. Combine that with knight on g5. How do you defend f7? How would you defend the rook? Like, this position is just collapsing. I think queen c7 is a move here to create some space. So we see the check. You can just simply move the king out of the way. Computer actually likes rook f2, interestingly, but it doesn't really matter. Not staying in the pin. But yeah, knight d6 is still going to hit. It's going to hit hard. Black's going to probably sacrifice at some point, like on f6. I almost can feel it. Might be a necessity.
Makes sense. Or essentially one pawn for theirs.
Let's listen in to Pen Pawn and see how he's managing the stress.
Like this. Here.
He's calculating.
It just looks so crazy. I mean, I have nothing. I don't see anything.
Yeah, he's not having a good time over there. So he's kind of in shuffle mode. He's offering a knight trade. This has to be declined. The computer is not actually calling for knight d6. This could be a blunder from Ollie if he goes for it, because then maybe there's a sacrifice on f6, because the pawn on e5 will be defending both the knight and the pawn on f6. However, that does come with a tempo against the rook.
Doesn't want. So if they go knight d6, is it asking for black to go knight takes f6?
Yeah, knight takes f6 here is a way to alleviate some pressure. He does lose the exchange, but he gains that monster f pawn.
For example, this.
Computer wants either bishop takes or knight takes, or you can just move the rook. But
I mean, that's a crazy set of moves. Crazy. This is a checkmate almost. So
yeah, he's feeling the. Imagine the rook goes to d8 and you sacrifice on f7, followed by knight g5 with f7 push. Looks so strong, and that's what we hear Pen Pawn is really stressing about right now.
That's kind of pretty.
Is there anything here? Oh, the king could come here. Check. Here.
Knight f7. That's the winning shot.
Let's see if he sacks.
And Pen Pawn's aware of it.
I found a move that I didn't see before.
Is Ollie going to pull the trigger?
If takes.
Does he have the courage to do it? Because now Black is threatening to take on f6. So this is a crucial time. Pen Pawn has the most dramatic music.
He has this. But then I think I would come back here to protect the knight. At least my opponent is thinking now instead of me. Wow.
Yeah, Ollie's up on time too. Ollie better be calculating. Knight takes, if king takes, which
when I lose, I mean if I lose.
You know, you're opening up to knight g5 check. If the king goes to g8, pawn push is just checkmate and 1, which is wild. So the king's going to have to go to e8. There's still the pawn push check. Ooh. So he's blundered now because he can actually just sacrifice the exchange. This is still winning for white, but this is the best defense that Pen Pawn has. He needs to sack the rook.
Then we can take the pawn.
I have this blocking the bishop.
See. Yeah. It was on a VC. Oh yeah, we're commentating together.
This is really bad. Rook here?
Is Pen Pawn gonna find it? No. He's thinking rook d7. Oh no. Now it just wants to crash through on f7.
Uh-oh.
Bro, it's crazy that only one pawn has been traded this whole time.
But it's not so clear, right? With the rook defending it, how exactly?
I know. Knight here opens up the bishop. I gotta think more aggressively.
Wow, it wants knight takes f7 followed by
Gotta
queen
forget
to g4 with another piece sacrifice coming through on g6.
No.
Okay.
That's kind of pretty.
Bishop here, this is allowing this horrible bishop to trade off.
Opens up his rook.
So he's losing the pawn, but he's opening the f file. Very strong attack. The computer actually, it didn't want the trade. It wanted to move knight to
Knight
d3.
takes. Or-
And it was saying
I
that
think
was the
he's
way to
lost.
hold.
Do I have anything?
Interesting.
Yeah, we can hear Pin Pawn is just stressing out over there. Knight d3 is a top move. Next best is f5.
Knight here looks like it's doing something, but it's doing nothing.
We'll see if he finds.
I would
Yeah.
play maybe knight d takes f7 because I'm looking for knight h6 check ideas. Also, the e pawn is weak. So he
Maybe
does
just let
play.
him take and try to do my own plan. Like I need to make something happen already, right?
Yeah,
That
computer's
move
saying
behind this is it blocks in his bishop.
Ollie has
Now
missed
I
his
go
best
to my
opportunity
square,
by far.
that gives a check, and I have the bishop.
So
Oh yeah, he's letting
Pin
the
Pawn
black
is
pieces
defending.
get into the game.
Like the queen is
Or
protected.
he's letting the
Yeah.
black pieces get into the game. So
So
I just have an idea.
Ollie can crash through on f7 now.
That's kind of the ideas here.
He can also just
The
capture
idea
on
here is
d3 twice.
Like if he gives me this, then I think I'm winning somehow. But he
Pin
might
Pawn
trade
saying he's
me.
winning. He's going after the e pawn,
Sense.
right? And then the knight on d6 is going to fall. So I think Ollie really should take the knight on d3 first.
Okay, I have to think if he trades. If he takes and I take, and he takes with the queen.
Ollie's not gonna be happy if he doesn't win this game.
Of course. But he can't be thinking about that right now. He's missed his opportunity.
Yeah.
He's got to
Maybe queen.
he's got to
here,
proceed. He's
or
got to
just
move
trying
forward.
To simplify the position.
We're gonna see if he
and
can
I
do
have
that.
this. Oh,
Pin Pawn,
there might
I
be
think
something here.
he feels like he's gotten through the worst of it, and he
The
has.
computer says it's lost. I have no idea if it does, obviously. There might be some tricks.
But he's gaining
or it's
some
only
confidence.
knight,
Knight-
but it makes it more epic.
So white also have to respect ideas like knight f4.
Is this actually still a game?
I don't think knight f4 is a move. Ollie has played the best move. He's taken off that knight.
Okay, he takes. We take.
Oh yeah, no more knight f4.
Yeah, after trading the knight, yeah.
He takes. We come here.
So now, I mean, the only thing Ollie could really be thinking about is
Try
playing
to
the queen to
trade
the f file,
trade a queen
which
to
the
c4.
computer actually liked,
Yeah.
wildly enough. Instead, he does take the pawn, the most
Try to trade
natural.
position.
And now the f pawn is just falling. f6 is possible.
To do. I think it is.
Okay, he's going for the queen trade. That's forking the queen and the knight, so
Yeah,
there's
we're
really
attacking the knight,
nothing else
we're
to do
attacking the
besides
knight.
trade queens.
And if he does nothing, we take the queen. But does he have some brilliant
So
setup
trade,
moves,
and
or
then
is
he
it
can
still
play
good?
rook takes f7.
Something like rook takes,
But his
knight
g
takes,
pawn's gonna fall
knight
actually,
takes.
because the knight opens up the bishop on the long diagonal.
I hope not.
So it's a fight. Pin pawn is in it, and in time pressure, I'm actually favoring black. I don't think.
Yeah,
Still
also
not easy,
can.
though. It's
He's
still
also
not
got to
easy.
get over those any feelings
Super
that he's
not
got
easy.
from the winning
I
before.
don't know how the hell we got out of that, bro. What? And we're winning on time. How did we get out of all of those threats? What the hell?
Yeah, Pin pawn is starting to believe in
Maybe
himself.
we didn't yet. Maybe I shouldn't think. I should talk. Check. Here.
So now there's bishop takes g2. There's also just
I think I should
capturing the
check
rook.
here.
Anything besides those two moves loses. So, okay, obviously he's taking.
And I think he should take with this knight.
Ollie has
the most
two knights to
natural.
take back with. Probably take with a G file knight because your knight on D6 is attacking the bishop. So now bishop takes G2 with check.
Knight takes. There's a discovered
Yeah,
attack
and then we're-
looming, right?
Yeah, and then we have
He
bishop,
has
or
this
king
check.
takes G7.
If he does this check, I come here.
No way pin pawn is...
Oh, no, there is no discovered
he's
attack. He just
missing.
takes the-
Okay, he sees it. He sees it now. He was about to take with the knight, but he needs to take with the bishop with check. And saving the bishop,
he's done it.
which was under threat.
I always had 2 winning positions, and it's looking like he's gonna let both of them go.
Yeah, so Ollie plays well at the start, and then he kind of chokes. He's not clutching. He's not converting, right? He needs to be able to better convert. He needs to work on those tactics. So king steps up, out of check. Bishop comes back,
Here. This is
and now it's an even position. The
We're
pawn
gonna
on
block the rook's
G7 is
access
gonna
to the
fall.
two big annoying areas.
And then it's
Knight, our
5
knight's
versus
gonna go
5
here,
and equal material.
here.
Yeah.
So I love this bishop on
seeing
d5,
Tom now.
so centrally placed, and it's
Wow.
putting pressure on the
Knight
a
broke.
pawn, which is making life a little difficult for the rook to activate. You could play rook attacking the knight.
You know what would be a cool move?
Um,
Rook here, knight here. Everything's protected. I mean, it's probably dumb, but it just looks fun.
What is he looking at?
he was looking at knight
Wow.
g2.
Should I do it, guys?
Computer says knight
I actually do
f5 is
that?
actually better for black.
No, I think here.
But the computer liked this move a4
And
to
again,
open
the
up the
idea
rook
is
and defend the a pawn.
add
So
knight
once the
to
knight
the
moves,
idea is
the a pawn's falling.
what does he do?
Wow, he's played the
He's
best
the
move.
pawn, though. Oh well, it's the pawn we're gonna take. What am I saying?
Didn't go for style points.
Maybe this wasn't smart,
So now all he needs to save the a pawn.
but I think on low time, 2 knights are very tricky. So I have to stop them at all costs.
And it,
Also, I had this move.
If we get 2 draws, Joshua, we're gonna look at who had the highest cap score combined from the 2 games, and then they're gonna play a blitz game 5+0
And I still have it.
with the higher cap score player
Now I don't have it.
with the white pieces,
He
and they're
wants to
just gonna
come
keep
here,
playing
take
5+0 games until someone wins. That's the tiebreak.
I'm gonna take. If he comes here, take.
You should
Take,
pick up the pawn now on
take.
g7,
Take.
or he can activate his rook.
Does that make sense?
But these knights are doing a great job of boxing out
I don't know if that makes sense.
the
That's
rook
what I'm
squares,
supposed to
right? So you can't go to the C, D, or
have
E
this
files.
well. Like, really
You could trade
I over now.
knights.
or I'm overreacting. Who knows?
What is he calculating?
Wow, what a nice find. Here, or maybe it's not. Again, I don't know.
exactly link
Takes.
like that.
Does he have a check he could give first? No, he would take here. Then I would take.
Yeah, I'm liking pin pawn now. I don't think if Ollie can't convert
Then I spent a lot of
from
time
earlier, I don't think he's gonna convert from a
on that.
even position like this. I don't see it. I think Ollie's best bet:
Idea here.
hold this game to a draw
Take back
and
the
try
knight,
again in 5-minute blitz.
right?
That does seem to be the
We'll
case.
take back with the knight.
Okay, he's pushing. He's pushing P,
This is
as they say. He's getting a passed C pawn.
we could take.
Captures.
Why am I?
Captures. The
We had a
bishop
plan.
has to move.
We had a plan.
Oh, the knight's actually overloaded.
Plan.
He's taking on c4, and now the knight on f7's gonna fall. So now pin
Ah.
pawn's gonna be up.
Ugh,
A
our
pawn.
bishop is so good.
I knew, yeah, I was gonna say rook c1, I think, needed to be played to prep that pawn break. So this was a blunder from Ollie of a pawn, and now pin
Bishop is
pawn
so
is
good.
gonna be winning in this
I
endgame.
think he should take though. I don't think he should overthink this position.
Yeah, now and then pin pawn's gonna be the one pushing.
Huge tactic.
What other
Is Pin Pawn listening to Dune music?
He might check.
I'm not. Is he?
But I'll get closer. I'll let him take here.
Something. The biggest show? I don't know about that, Klein. And the game's not over yet.
Nah, there's got to be bigger ones.
Works. Check.
But I like this move from Ollie. Now he can play Rook B7 check.
Our king is so inactive, though. We're gonna be forced to move it somewhere.
Dang,
Rook
like, you guys are
Rook check
growing,
is
Ollie.
huge. Rook check is gonna force the king back to G8 actually to
After
defend the
check,
pawn.
Where do we go? Here?
And then you can play like knight D6. Forking the rook and the knight. If knight takes pawn takes, that's a huge pass pawn.
No, he doesn't. He has to save his knight.
Because the king is all the way back here on G8 defending the
Then we
H
try to
pawn.
pick this up.
And this is exactly what Ollie didn't do last game, was bring the rook in with check. So he's done it now. And now is he going to follow up knight D6? The knight is under attack by the rook. He might be worried about rook C2 check, but he's got to go forward.
And
Like-
what happens after knight takes d6?
That might legit
Then you
be
take back with the
go.
pawn, of course.
So if he comes here, we're checking.
Oh, or I guess we're just fighting for a draw.
We're
Check.
checking. We're not letting him do that.
Check is the accurate move. Not giving
He's a little
Ollie
more
the
on
pass
time.
pawn.
Do we go for
Uh.
the win? Or do we become beta males?
Is the
Computer
issue with
actually
taking the
does.
knight just at a
We might go for
completely? It's just a
here,
dead draw.
Check, here, check.
Computer's saying it is still even. Both players less than a minute. Ollie less than 20 seconds. I think we're going to see some blunders now.
This threatens it. but
Yeah, the check was wrong
really
because now the
whatever
king has
case,
stepped
we're
up.
fine.
Ollie less than
We are
15
fine,
seconds.
baby.
He's down two
Yeah, you-
pawns.
I don't know how the hell I survived that. Yes, this makes sense. This move makes sense.
He's going after the E pawn. King steps up.
I don't know why I'm bringing him out,
Yeah, both
Maybe
players.
knight takes there.
but
Oh, he's going back.
I need more time.
I would have tried to centralize, but maybe he's trying to worry about the H pawn. So we hear pin pawn. He's throwing in these checks to save time. Rook takes
Do we do
E6.
knight d?
I don't know.
Do we have
He's-
knight
I really
d6
don't
there?
know. I
But
may
then
have
pawn
to try
takes.
to-
That an is. We can't get behind it with our.
I don't have to.
Oh, we got an ad. Okay. Less than 10 seconds, Raleigh. He's got to move. He's got to bring the rook back to E8. Less than 5 seconds. 2 seconds. He takes. Now, okay, he's getting after the F pawn, but that A pawn is dangerously fast. A3. They've got a 5-second increment. Yeah, pin pawn's just getting behind the E pawn.
Yep.
Rook F3. And now A2. Rook A3. Oh, Rook B2. Rook B2 would have been just clutch winning. Now he has to go Rook A1,
Rook
but
E1.
then Rook E2. Rook E2. Oh,
Or b2.
still very much winning for pin pawn. And I think this game's over. Very easy technique for black. You've got both pawns on A and H files as far apart as possible. And yeah, there's no way you can win the A pawn without dropping the H pawn, right? So,
Now the king just walks over.
exactly.
And
Or exactly, you can just bring the rook in and then the king. Okay, OBS is having an issue with me, but we're trying to fix
No,
these
not now.
player cameras.
it's actually even that's better than what I would was thinking. Oh, did Ali just flag?
That's what I'm seeing. That or my computer is crashing. Were you watching it through my my stream?
Yeah. Was.
I know, I'm like trying to refresh everything. I don't know if I'm live. Okay, everything seems to be crashing for me now.
Oh, they're still going.
All right, I might have to refresh
He did not flag,
or restart.
but oh, apparently he blundered a draw. Oh, he blundered a
Uh,
stalemate.
I'm really sorry. Oh, Matt says that we're still live, so that's funny. But my board is
And
not.
it's
So
and it gives it a brilliant.
he blundered a stalemate, actually?
Yeah,
How?
because now, well, because he had the pawns on H2 and his king was on H1. Like so he was able to take the A2 pawn, and if black takes, then it's a stalemate. Now we just shuffle him. There's no way for black to make progress.
That's crazy. So we're gonna go to overtime, which is also
Yeah.
wild because we're gonna have to delay the next matches by a lot because we already started like over 20 minutes late.
I mean, I know what it is, but, you know,
Hello?
waiting for it all that, but, later.
Hello, Dad. What's up?
I'm already tired when I got up, so.
Guest appearance by Mr. Gilbyfish.
It isn't Henry.
Uh,
You want to just say hi real fast? Well, just say hi. He's streaming right now, but here he's. Just say hi. You don't have to.
How's it going? Nice.
You can say you're streaming. You just want to say.
Okay.
Say something.
Yeah.
Just say.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go because I'm just in the middle of streaming. I'll talk to you.
So, what he's doing.
Well, that was an incredible match.
Yeah. So we just missed the whole thing.
Well, I missed the ending of the game, but apparently they drew, like you said, and we're gonna go to overtime. Right?
Easy.
Maybe
Yes. Yeah. No, they drew by. It was a draw by agreement.
by agreement. That's wild. I might be able to pull up the game because I'm refreshing everything. So the good news is the stream didn't crash. The bad news is they didn't see what happened. So
They didn't see the best part.
yeah, that's my bad.
Oh, did it also kick us off of stream together? Or stream together, I guess.
Closed
Maybe.
it, yeah.
got it.
Let me look at the end of this.
Yeah. Pretty crazy ending. On the stream now.
So how did Ollie hold? So this was the last that we saw. The best idea is to go E2 to B2, right? Keep the king on the first rank, and then rook B1's unstoppable. He gets behind the pawn this way, and now the king steps up. Check, king back, king here. Capture. Check, here. Push is the blunder, because now he can take on A2. Wow. Double exclam. Brilliancy from Ollie. Clutch defense. So, pin pawn should not have pushed the pawn. Instead, what does it want? Rook to B3. And the rook cannot leave the second rank because you get the back rank mate. So rook B3 was the winning idea that was missed. Or rook to like anywhere, I guess.
Oh, he missed an almond redeem too.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, guys. Um, but yeah, where are we gonna see this this overtime break, this tie break game?
They're starting in 30 seconds.
Okay, so in the meantime, I'm gonna open up the chat again. Did you want to retry the stream
Yeah,
together?
yeah.
Did I actually miss an almond, or are you guys just messing with me?
Oh, what's up, Link?
Oh, Joshua did too. Okay, Joshua wouldn't lie, right? Gilby wants to stream. Okay, I have to find this game. Here you go. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. So we have another Scandy. So it looks like Pinpon must have won the cap score because he's gotten the white pieces. And we're straight back to this Scandy. And I assume Pinpon's going to learn his lesson and not go knight back to B1.
I doubt that's even true. But let's see, how's this game going? We got nothing too crazy at the moment.
Yeah, this is a much better way to move the knight out of the way of the C pawn, right? Going into the center, knight to E4. And now you can play like C3 or even C4 if you really wanted to. Blitz, I think, favors Pinpon, if I had to guess.
We'll see.
Let's listen into Pinpon's commentary, his own ideas and thoughts.
I would love the bishop to be here, but okay, we don't want our queen getting attacked later down the line. So I think we'll bring the queen here.
I think he's saying he wants pieces this way, but he goes here.
Let's see what he does.
So the computer wants to trade on E4.
Now at one point we might actually come here, bring the knight here, let him take.
Oh wow, the idea was you end with knight C5, taking advantage of the pin. The bishop on D2. Oh, and that's a fork as well. So pawn takes, rook takes. This is very active apparently.
I actually think the best move is pushing here, maybe even an H4 move, but it looks so scary. Maybe bishop comes here.
We're seeing the blitz
This is a smart move. It protects his
ratings revealed. Ollie is actually 1700 and Pinpon is 1400, but we've learned that these ratings might not be trusted.
I don't like this bishop one bit. It's very annoying. Guess we'll come here.
Rook 81, very solid.
It's like a scary move in the future, but I mean, oh my god, we're down a minute in time. Not good. Not good.
I think they'd repeat 5-minute blitz, Joshua, until someone wins. They've had 2 games and 2 draws so far. These players so evenly matched. What's going to split this tie? This could be the game.
We got to have one at some point.
Yeah, this prevents the
In theory, it could go on for a very long time.
Could.
I wanted to do this play.
Technically could.
I thought it would take too long, but maybe it would have worked.
The infamous infinite tourney glitch.
Again, I'm taking too long.
I love that Pinpon is keeping an eye on the clock. Like he's aware. There's no increment, right? It's just 5 plus 0?
Yep.
That's going to be huge. These players have been relying on the increment in the first 2 rapid games.
The Pinpon is down a minute on the clock.
We should probably do it.
Yeah, but at least he's aware of it, so that's good. Okay, knight to b6. And he's had this setup before.
Incoming ad break.
Maybe looking for d5.
Here.
Okay, Pinpon's shouting out his incoming ad break, which is funny. All right, so trade on f6.
I think I'm
Now he's looking for the light square bishop trade. Trade and rook recaptures, getting a rook lift.
The point of this again is just this bishop here. It might be the dumbest move in the world, but
Cox,
his bishop
we
also
could.
can't hide.
Ah, after the rook capture, he wants the bishop coming to f4 with a tempo on the queen.
Also, this weakens. Yeah, he has to take, I think. Because if he would have taken like this would have been weakened.
They're really pushing each other in this match.
Yeah, Link, there's a way to set up Armageddon clocks.
Bishop here is the idea. If pawn push, I have.
So bishop f4 now. Surely.
You died. What do you mean
Pincus.
you're dead, beast? We do. Yeah.
Can we sacrifice
What
here?
were you saying?
Check.
I think pin pawn. Oh, he's calculating a sacrifice. It's maybe a
Do
bit too
something.
much.
This was my plan. Pawn pushes.
Also,
plan
a
worked.
reminder, after this match, we have 2 more matches left. So we've got
No, I think we just trade
Coda
here.
and
Go here. This is protecting this.
who else?
Saint Crash and who's he playing? Damien.
Damien.
These games might start one day.
I think this might be my next move, but I don't know if it's good.
All right, knight into the center. Keeping an eye on this f4 square. This music is so epic for pinball. Yeah, this knight on f1, probably one of our worst pieces, so probably bring the knight in makes a lot of sense. Instead, rook to the g file, threatening the h pawn, so the king goes to the h7, getting off the g file pin. So that makes a lot of sense, helping defend
And
there.
it's under a minute.
Okay. Yeah, under a minute. So I'm liking Ollie's odds with no increment. Pawn push.
Takes a step back.
That's going to allow the queen to swing over with check. Okay, he's kicked the knight away from the center. He's developing the bishop.
No time.
This d pawn is very weak, by the way. It's attacked twice and not defended at all. So he defends it now with bishop e5. I like this move.
We need to speed it up.
And this dark square bishop's a good defender on the g file.
We also have
What's up, Smoothly? Shout out to Smoothly, one of the competitors, one of the fierce competitors. I think pin pawn. Okay, he trades.
That was good.
He's got to take back with the pawn. He might take with the rook. That'd be very interesting. But he doesn't have that much time to decide. He's almost down a minute. He's gonna have to speed it up here. Check. King back. Right. Unless he wants to block. I like that Ollie's doubled his rooks. I think Ollie needs to go for the flag. He needs to just keep up the time pressure. He blocks with the knight. This allows for h4. Okay. And now the rooks can
Sally
come
bet
in.
to throw another one.
There's no rook d2. A minute to 30 seconds here.
33 seconds, man.
But pin pawn recognizes it. Does Ollie? No. Now he's brought the king back out of the pin. The h pawn's launching.
Now it's under a minute too.
Oh my goodness.
Seconds. Somebody
Ollie's
got
not matching the
time
pace. I think Ollie's gonna forget about the clock.
Uh-oh.
back. This move
This
was
is gonna be close.
Oh my gosh. He's going for the rook trade.
pure-
h5 now. Oh, he trades. Okay.
we don't have
h5.
we have to take there.
So now the knight on f1's awkwardly pinned, but maybe pin pawn can bring the queen back to e2.
This is a fork.
Oh,
Ooh,
the computer wants queen d8.
Ooh.
Only good move for black.
no way.
Ollie's
bro.
performing
How
the
does
time
queen
gambit.
d? How does
And
queen
it's
d?
not enough time.
Queen d8. If queen takes f7, there's a rook sacrifice. Oh, he misses it. Now queen takes f7. There's mate on g7 threatened. Queen trade offered. Ollie, less than 10
He doesn't go
seconds.
for it.
Ollie's getting flagged. I'm sorry. Wait, but Pimpon, he's slowing down. We got some pre-moves.
Oh,
It's going to be all down to the pre-moves. Both players less than 10 seconds.
Oh,
There's just no way Ollie's flagging. Ollie's not pre-moving. Ollie's not pre-moving anything. He's flagged. He's lost.
yeah.
Unbelievable match.
After having 2-1 games.
We hear Pimpon celebrating.
God. I actually won that. Wow.
Deep sigh of relief.
Join
And
the
it-
Discord now, so I paused the music. I'll give you guys
And he gets the win.
the prediction after.
Yeah,
He
that
managed to hold
was
on in the first two.
that was as close of a match as it gets. Both Rapid games held to a draw with both sides winning, like in both games. And then the tiebreak, both players end up getting less than 10 seconds on the clock. And Ollie, he was ahead for like the whole game until the last minute. He really slowed down, and Pimpon, like I said, he just kept an eye on the clock, realized the situation, and he matched his pace with what was needed, what was required from him to get the win. And it all came down to the pre-moves. Essentially, Pimpon was playing fast. Ollie couldn't keep up with the pace and ultimately lost on time.
Yeah, the rapid ratings was I think Ali was like 1640 and Penn was 17 something. Dang, Link's grilling them. They're rating their 200 points higher than they played.
All right, so our next match, we have Saint Crash and Damien Nick. We have that game is about to start any second now, so don't you guys go anywhere just yet. We've got this time a Group D matchup. So if you guys thought that was fun and exciting, buckle up because we got 2 more matches and it looks like the game is underway. All right, C4 in English from Car Crash. Damien Nick responding with E5. Let me see. We've got again no player cameras, but we do have the player
don't have-
audio.
He plays the correct variation, pawn to e5.
So it sounds like Car Crash knows the theory.
That I have up my sleeve. G3, allowing him to double my pawns, my friend.
Who is that? Who we were hearing the audio
I
of?
can strike in the center.
This is Car
I
Crash.
don't like. Yeah, Farsi plays
Dang.
this.
He's
How
got-
about
he's
you
got the
don't like
energy.
These balls, all right? Farsi. Shout out to Farsi. I don't like emotes. JK, all respect. Wait, what? How are you typing, Farsi? What? It's because you're a VIP. Very important person, bro. Thank you so much, Farsi, for being in the chat. Farsi destroyed Apex Chess, guys. You might have heard of Apex Chess. He's recently been doing a Road to 2000 ELO.
They're getting
series,
pictures
and he
again.
recently hit 2000 ELO, and Farsi is 1700 ELO, also doing a Road to 2000 ELO. And Farsi beat him. I think. I didn't watch the game, but I think so. Carson, can we give a shout out to Farsi? Thanks so much, Carson, for moderating for me. Butcher Dicko. He weakened his light squares. What the hell is even this? Knight to f3, guys. This is just gonna be. Always underestimate your opponent. I think that's the term. He's weakened his light squares. Look at this. Look at this. This is shoddy work, Damien. I hope he watches this and he doesn't feel like I'm an asshole. Because I might be sounding like that. I'm just messing. I'm just joking.
Right. And Crash is
Holy
carrying.
mess.
Is
Currently,
with
the
his.
chat is only open to people who have subscribed, just so that there won't be any back seating. Subscribe for a set period of time. Actually, you know what? Everyone can suck my balls. Subscribers. Subscribe for 20 minutes.
Let's listen to
Subscribe for 20
Damien
minutes,
Nick.
chat.
Okay, Nick's got some music playing.
He's thinking about this one. He's thinking. I'm expecting a queen. If queen comes up here, we can get the Also get the bishop up are the ideas. Also, bishop e6.
Do you know anything about these players,
If
Gilby?
no, but we get the knight there first. Bishop e6.
Not too much.
Once the knight's here, we can. Yeah, once the knight's here, we can think
Yes.
about bishop e6 too.
No, not a whole lot.
So
Guess we're gonna
that
find out.
here,
All right.
and then we could actually win a pawn that way. I think. Yeah. So that's an idea. Maybe do knight first. If he pushes this pawn, we go knight first. Interesting. That's not what I was expecting.
So there we go. Now we can actually see the bell.
Well, yeah, it's been a little improved. We're making babies. I do wish we had the cameras working. I don't know why we have the audio
Yeah.
but not the cameras, but it is what it is. We're gonna work it through later. What's
I'm
interesting,
not sure why it was working.
yeah, it was
yesterday, but not
working
today.
earlier, even earlier today, even.
Yeah.
But yes, very thick eval bar. We got the thickest eval bar around on all of Twitch.
Just signal.
Okay, so what's interesting about f4 is that you would have to take back with the g pawn, because if you take back with the bishop or the rook, you're going to get forked on g5. So this capture is going to open the g file, maybe car crash, going to bring the king to the corner, bring the g file, rook, activated.
The knight's there. Since the knight's there, we could do e6, I think, because the pawn's not being pushed.
No, we need to
It's definitely
clip
not.
this game and get Ben Feingold to react to it.
Maybe we do that.
Yeah, why is that?
The F6.
The f pawn? Okay, f6.
And, yeah.
True. So king to the corner, h8, and now f5, keeping the position relatively closed. Bishop back, bishop forward, maybe going to h5. Fast moves from these players. Bishop h5. I feel like Car Crash just kind of knows what he wants, and he's the rating favorite, and he's starting with white. Damian Neg trying to put on some defenses here. Wow, computer just wants g4.
Uh-oh. Just wants to shove it down.
G4 is
Right,
not
damage.
a natural move to make, because if bishop takes, then you're going to double your h-pawns. But you're really just allowing
Ooh, Tommy rumbling.
for all this stuff to come into play.
So little fight happening. Development could push. Man, I feel bad. I feel like this might have been better.
He decides that he wants to actually be somewhat principled here.
Maybe we should just go ahead and do it. I mean, if you do that,
Yeah, I like he's just developing a bishop, right? Getting pieces off the back rank.
I like that.
8 minutes for both players.
Now, take with the bishop. I take. He takes with the queen.
Let's listen into Car Crash.
This knight is on g8 for some fucking reason. The rooks are out of the game.
Damien's winning the whole
Queen
thing,
is on
Percy.
d7. It's looking
Oh,
like I might be able to win
Oh.
this, guys.
oh,
Ooh, wowzers! I just made a mess in my trap.
No.
Ah, but he has this. Ah.
oh! Wow, he
How
gives
did I
up the
not see that
queen.
There is a smothered checkmate. Almost.
Do I have?
Nice queen, buddy. Nice queen, Peter. Not a checkmate. No, I thought it was
Good-o.
another checkmate. Yeah. This just ain't it, Chief. He's still playing. What? Brother, this guy stinks. Nah, I'm just joking. I am joking with you. Wowzers. I just made a mess in my trousers. Let's go rook to d1, developing normally. Hopefully he moves his knight. If he moves his knight, I can sacrifice the bishop.
He's talking about this night,
Brother, this guy still stinks.
holding on to everything.
And now, my friends, it's a matter of playing h4, g4, g there, g there, g there. There's
Bishop.
not very many chances for him now. What was that? I don't even know.
Yeah, no,
His
this
knight
is
still
just.
has no squares.
This
Just
is brutal.
which does nothing. Yeah.
He's breaking through.
I have a queen for
G5.
a knight. Guys, if you are in the chat right now and you don't know how to speak to me, you can send a little donation. I'm joking. You don't need to send any money. You do. You don't need to. I'll take. Yeah.
This is a demolition. We've got an
This guy
absolute
stinks.
car crash on the board. Damien Nick getting the
He's
Maybe
not
if he
playing
just
around
reacts
the
today.
rough end of it.
Bishop takes. Knight takes. Pawn takes. Check. Rook there. Here, check. It's a forced checkmate. He has to react to this. That's the problem.
He's
Takes
calculating
the
forced
knight,
mate.
Maybe there's a reaction there, but then I just take. Pawn takes.
What's the computer even
King's
want?
still
It
kinda
wants
cheap.
rook c8.
Wow.
The rook needs to leave.
First game of the tournament, and we waited. I'm joking.
You
Damien
wait.
Nick, I feel bad. Why was I don't know. I feel
He's trying to put
this
us
guy
back on
just-
schedule.
probably he just got online. He's probably not in the mood for this. I feel so bad.
All right, let's listen in to Damien Nick. Let's see.
Crashed on your
C8's obvious, like, you think so?
Damien's just got the music rocking.
If I took pawn,
He captures, bishop takes. This is a forced mate and 9 now with the top move rook to d8.
I'll just see what happens.
Yeah, he's capturing. He's just seeing what happens. Damien's
He
not
doesn't
letting
play
this
rook d8 here.
dissuade him. Wow. Okay, so now it actually wants bishop g7. That's so brutal. Mate in 2.
Haha, let's go.
Yeah. play it.
I'll take a second.
And he
I'll
can
take
even
a
just
second of
take.
survival.
Let's listen to the car crash.
That was nice. I could just take here.
Okay, he didn't find the mate in 2, but still
or I
forced
could
mate in
just play this
7.
Check.
It would have been way prettier though.
Of course.
And this is hanging. This is hanging.
Queen takes.
Yeah.
Rook f7. Rook takes f6.
I'm just not sure how he
Check. There is a check.
Popcorn is appropriate.
Blocks with rook. So there's mate threatened. Lord knows how many different ways. It's mate in 2 with
We need to
taking on
There was
g6.
something there.
Just time to count off the mate.
Okay,
the
now we have
waste mate.
resigns. Okay, so that was perhaps the fastest game of the tournament. This was 28 moves, but it fell a lot shorter than that. Both players ending their
GG.
times with 6
Let's
minutes
check out a stream, guys.
left.
Everybody go watch our boy Damien Nick.
At least he's shouting out the opponent, Damien, giving
Yeah.
some credit to him.
Showing some sportsmanship,
Yeah,
respect.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate that.
he's listening and
Fell apart. I wasn't ready.
he wasn't ready. Well, he better be ready for game 2 because he does have a chance
Let's give him a follow.
to tie it up and force overtime.
Follow, guys. We can undo or
Yeah, Damien's got. Maybe he'll do the reverse.
It's possible. So let's take a quick breather before the next game starts. Should be starting any moment. We're going to have the rematch, Damien versus Car Crash again. This time, Car Crash with the black pieces. And yeah, we're ready. We're ready when the players are ready. And we've got games. Here we go. Damien Nick. He's got to get back in it. He's playing with e4. He's got the white pieces. What do you think he needs to do, Gilby, to get back into this match?
He needs to avoid getting run over in the opening. He needs to. He's gonna need to pick some stuff up and, figure out a way to win this game. No, we're gonna have to see a lot more than we did last game. Exactly. Ideally, not lose. Is Damien super nervous?
Well, he's playing classical music to help calm himself down, maybe. I don't know if it's helping.
He might be alive. But we don't know.
Hey, maybe
Somebody else might be
win on
playing
time,
for those guys.
You know, that's definitely a possibility.
Nick's saying he's going to win on time,
Yeah,
so
we're-
that could help him. Let's listen to Car Crash.
Happening?
wasn't a great idea, but it wasn't bad either. The engine says it's exactly the
I
same.
think he's still
Second
reviewing.
best move. Now we take. We don't. What did I do? A4 was better. Oh yeah, this was the big mistake.
He's still reviewing his. He doesn't realize the
Problem
game's
solved,
going
winning
on.
The queen. Now, look, the alternative here he couldn't take, so he had to take with the queen. Yeah, true. Push the pawn forward, and then he's just the engine really wants me to push that a pawn, huh? Yeah, here was just brutal, absolutely brutal.
He's
So
still.
apparently this
Somebody
was better.
tell him.
Oh, mate, is it? No. Oh yeah.
Can I
it's
send him a
mate.
chat message?
That is stunning. That is just stunning. Bro,
Okay,
you
he's-
this
he's
live? Another game.
He's
I'm playing
playing-
another one. Okay, cool. I'm. Yo, thank you so much.
Someone gave him bets. Shout out to that. Is that you, Farzy?
Hey.
Bro, I forgot I was in a game. Everybody, emote only chat. Let's go. Again.
Emote only. Yeah. All right. So we have a Karo
Beast
Khan.
Skywalker, how you doing? Storms, how you doing?
He's giving him time odds.
Oh, who knows? Will we maybe get double knights?
Houseline sent him a message. All right.
Maybe. Maybe we do the little known fantasy variation. My dreams, my fantasy, surely, but his? We will find out. What will he
Oops.
do? How will he respond?
No, we're not fixing these cameras.
Take? Oh! I live a dream.
Apparently,
Love the
it's just
music,
not happening today.
So many options, so many ideas. I do believe we will just.
Did he play a fantasy? That's actually my favorite variation of the Karo.
That's what you play against the Karakan?
I like to play the fantasy. It's true. The F3 Karo.
That's different.
Nice.
So yeah, we see the trade. I actually like this for white.
Interesting.
So I'm rooting for Nick. We're gonna root for Nick and hope to see maybe overtime.
Thoughts? I can
Oh,
make-
Nick is doing good.
Obviously, the pawn's under attack. Is the pro-
So yeah, Nick can play E5 and attack this knight that came a little too early.
Option one. I feel like we have to defend the pawn, no matter what. Something has to defend it.
But does Nick know that he can push?
Best way to do that.
Nick was also given like a minute time odds for this game, by the way.
Knight's a decent option.
Oh, why did Crash
Also push the
not play for a while?
He was analyzing his. He didn't realize the game had started.
pass. Rough problems with that in the past. So maybe I think I just.
Okay, now the
Nice
computer
of him.
wants black to play E5. Didn't do it. Can block. I hear Skywalk's making his rounds between the different opponents.
Very different.
Is he scouting out the competition?
Block the knight.
Perhaps. Let's tune into Car Crash.
So then there's no severe pawn e6 anyway.
He's calculating.
I don't know what else.
E6. White still has E5. It's not as good as it was.
Best of 3. So if I win this game, guys, I win the I win the round. Potentially,
It's
my
true.
opponent might be able to win this one. Hopefully not.
He knows how this format works.
That's good.
Let's just look at his weaknesses and look at his strengths. He has bishop g5, very strong move. I have bishop to e7 immediately. Just trying not to blunder my pawn, my knight. If bishop g5, obviously bishop to e7. If then e5, and we play this, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, queen takes. And he alley-oops me for the castle. Ooh, that's tricky. Ooh, that's tricky.
Car
now I
Crash,
figure
he's
out,
really
do I take this
thinking-
knight? Thank you so much for the follow, K-Posh1.
Yeah, shout out to our
Take this
our contestants. They are streaming, so you guys should all go
Use
check them out.
Queen-free development. I don't like that. Bishop back to h5. Here, 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 here,
He's really cooking
here, here.
with the calculations.
Blocks in, so there's no bishop along this diagonal. I like that.
How he plays.
I'm not playing right now.
Ideas. Always push more. Creates weakness here. Push that.
Gilby is one of the contestants, though, so we are all cheering for Gilby for sure.
Looks like something I'm used to. If I push this pawn, what would he do? He can't
But
go
Damien's now down on the clock.
here. So
So this timeout's
This can't block that, so we can't do that.
it in.
Well, I guess the knight's there, but no, I can't move the knight because that's there. We can also do this, of course.
I like Damien's he's wearing a suit. He's looking fresh. He's looking good.
Oh,
Loving the
insider
stash.
trading. What does that mean?
Actually, Car Crash is
In
wearing a
this
suit in
context.
his picture.
Most.
That you like?
I think.
Uh-oh. I think I opened
happened?
too many.
We're doing it again.
I got another alert from OBS that just, things just aren't working out. So
Uh-oh.
no, I think it's fine. Okay, it's no longer fine. I opened Car Crash's Twitch stream and it just crashed everything for. Okay, I think we're back. We had a little hiccup. So it turns out my computer is just absolutely struggling. Unfortunately,
Oh, hi.
on
What's up, dog?
with the Google Chrome things. I need to upgrade my RAM, I think. If I had a guess.
Oh, okay.
If I had a hunch. But we should be fine. All right. Fast moves from Car Crash. He's pinning this
That's
knight.
not good.
This e-pawn is very difficult to defend. Bishop to d2, you can take on c3, recapture, and the e-pawn's falling. So Car Crash is better here by at least a pawn. So
Damien had a good start, though.
yeah, Damien definitely had the strong center, but he didn't use it. He could have capitalized if he had played e5 earlier, immediately after knight f6, but didn't and waited. And ironically, now that e-pawn's actually going to be a gunner. So yeah, bishop out, tries to pin. Ooh, wow. Fast move from Car Crash, and computers hated that. So what it wanted was to capture on c3, and then it actually said queen to a5, attacking the pawn, getting out of the pin, renewing the threat on e4. So lots of good things could have been. It also liked knight b d7, allowing e5, very peculiar. And I guess we just have the same idea. Take on c3, bring the queen out to a5. You might lose your knight, but queen takes is going to be a fork on the king and the rook. So opportunity perhaps missed from Car Crash, maybe playing a little too fast. Because like you brought your bishop all the way to b4, strong move, best move actually. You get a little pin, and now he just completely retreats. So he actually lost a move, maybe even two, because he's allowed the bishop to come
Remove
out.
the threat.
And now white has another turn here. And they castle queenside. Whoa, interestingly, knight takes e4 as a tactic because the bishop's going to be hanging. Doesn't go for it. So yeah, I don't like how Car Crash is playing so fast. He's definitely had better moves available. Damien Nick, meanwhile, just chugging along here. Castling, right? Trading, developing. But very low on time.
Back a little bit.
Exactly.
But yeah, Crash is playing way too fast, it seems. Sit issues on the clock. Okay, cool. And then, so we would go h4, a little pawn race. You're hopeful? You hope for a reason? And, you know, we can force it to tie breaks.
Wow.
See.
Huge opportunity for Nick now.
Oh,
Let's listen in.
yeah.
Oh, he's got an ad going. Okay. Okay, so knight on d5.
Everybody go and get your We'll
Yeah,
get you free pizza, everybody.
we've got a huge double question mark here, huge blunder. Ooh, Nick missed a huge opportunity. He played h5, which trapped the bishop, so the bishop was forced to take the knight. But had he moved the knight to d6 with check, the king is forced to move, and then h5 would have trapped the bishop because there's no knight to trade off anymore in the center. So that was a huge opportunity for Nick and an absolute miss. So that was unfortunate. Definitely could have seen a little bit more there out of Nick. Car
He's still
crash let
better,
off the
though.
hook. Yeah, but that was
There's still chances.
that was such a huge tactic.
No,
Like
it's
knight d6.
yeah.
I mean, even not winning the bishop, knight d6 is just a massive piece. That's a check.
Yeah.
That's a
That
huge
would have obviously
outpost
been.
on the 6th rank. No more castling for black. That was honestly missed by both sides. Really, car crash should have traded the knight on e4 immediately. So kind of disappointed here. And also, he's just given up this pawn on a2. Like, what's up with that? Queen takes a2, and now it's car crash that's better.
If I go there, he has this h6.
Roller coaster ride.
Oh, I don't like it. I also have takes now. See, that's the thing. Don't have takes.
I'm going to give car crash a follow. See if he thanks me. Just kidding. Wow. Did he not take on a2? That's wild.
He has that. That doesn't work. He has that.
Somebody has to win this game now, or
That doesn't
there has to
work.
be a result.
Thank you so much for the follow, Joe Bruin.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
A ruin.
Oh, man. Okay. He's giving him
Pretty
a2 yet again.
Ooh, this is a tricky position. I think I fucked it. I fucked the fantasy variation up.
Is still not doing it. King, I don't know why he's not playing King B1.
Raid.
Push this
Oh, he
I have
raided.
this idea of forking the two pieces. That would just be lovely. If he lets it happen, life is good again. I tell you that. Takes.
Oh, Ali.
There.
Allison's.
Takes. Queen there. I have an edging knight. Bro's edging. Edge streak continues.
Loving this commentary.
Oh, this is tricky.
That's just he brings the
Joe Bruin
energy.
is a commentator, my friends. Thanks so much, Joe Bruin. Joe Mama.
A ruin.
I also do like the idea of putting a rook on c8 and pushing this. If he goes h6, I can just push the pawn forward. Then I have really weak dark squares and no dark square bishop.
This is unbelievable.
Is that?
He's forcing him to take on a2. And then his knight gets to d6 again because he hasn't castled. Oh, hilarious. Nick is less than 2 minutes, though. Car crash still over 6 minutes. Let's listen in
What is
to
this
Nick.
game?
Yeah, so capture and now knight d6 check, please. Maybe if I ask nicely. Come on, Nick. Huge check. No more castling. F7 is so weak.
Checking's fun.
Rook F3, the computer likes. Or H6. H6 would be a baller move.
Bishops can't go anywhere.
But, yeah, Rook F3.
So,
Rook F3, and then we go.
I just feel like a mistake. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, what are they gonna play?
He goes
No-
rook
no way
here.
they play
He's
rook
just
F3.
he's just saving his B pawn.
Ah!
He's worried about check. But this is like
Let's get something happen.
it's funny, it's still good for white. Especially if Queen A1 check.
Okay.
Queen A1 check is a bad move.
Welcome in, Raiders. Thanks for the raid, WGM Adriana. Please send over to Joe's channel. Thank you for everybody tuning in. We got a crazy one going on right now.
What does Mr. Crash do? We got a bishop on here. If he goes here, I don't think this is an issue. So we can always bring this over to back here if we needed to.
Wait, if I go there, check there. Knight takes. Does that? Knight takes doesn't work.
Adriana, thanks for the raid.
Yeah.
Sorry if I
I'll give it
am
a check.
slow. But shout out to
Fuck,
Adriana.
check.
If you guys are tuning in just now, we're watching the Creator Cup, which is hosted by Houseline in the chat and Gilbyfish, who's commentating with me. And they're also both playing in it. In fact, we're going to see Houseline play after this match against Coda Carter, who is also live right now. And many of you may know.
A lot of checks.
Currently, we're watching Car Crash versus Damien Nick. Car Crash won the first game in a spectacular manner very quickly. It's a best of 2 rapid, and if it's tied, it actually goes to a 5-minute blitz tiebreak. So Damien Nick's trying his best to tie it, but unfortunately, it looks like he's missed his opportunity. Queen takes c3 is a huge fork, picking up the rook. I mean, the rook was hanging anyways, but this is fantastic position now for Car Crash. Knight takes probably is going to be able to do some more damage. And yeah, Nick had his opportunities. He had his chances, but he didn't go for the f-file attack with the knight on d6. There was a huge weakness on an f7 that was not taken advantage of. So now it's all black here. Hey, Ollie. Shout out to Ollie, who was playing earlier. Very fun games. Ollie definitely had some really good chances. Took it to tiebreak with an improbable stalemate to tie the second game. And yeah, shout out to Ollie as well. Also, thank you to that Raisin and Oft for the follows. This has been a lot of fun, and I give a lot of credit to Matt and yourself, Gilby, for organizing this. I think this is a fun format, obviously, and couldn't ask for more exciting players.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out, learn as we go, but I think it's good. Good thing.
Thanks, Ollie, for the follow. I'll have to follow Ollie as well.
Pretty soon. Yeah, that was brutal for Ollie.
Car Crash is given his own sound effects here.
How do I win this game? That's the problem. I was totally losing there. My opponent didn't see it.
Yes, Car Crash.
Thank God.
Assessing it properly. The accuracy scores for both players are in the 50% range here. Yeah, Ollie, you were winning the first game and the second game, right? Second game, what went wrong? I think your opponent just played a good defense. Like, second game, you needed a sacrifice on f7, right? And that just never came. I think you were a little too slow on your attack.
Rook b8 first? Rook b8 first?
So, okay, check.
You take some stuff away when you analyze the game, Ollie.
Let's do a check first. When in doubt, check me out.
Loving the Car Crash energy here.
What?
Nick, less than 10 seconds now. Ooh, now just any rook check is just brutal. Queen mate.
Look nonsensical.
And we have a 2-0 sweep from Car Crash to take down Damien Nick. So Car Crash doing well. Couldn't have done better, really.
Game? What? What?
The games are rated.
I need to review this one.
So now Car Crash can review without worrying about missing his next game, because we have another match coming up. We've got Houseline versus Coda.
We played like dog shit. Oh my god.
Car Crash is seeing the accuracy scores.
To winning this game. The performance that you've just witnessed was the performance of an 850 versus 1,000 late rated player. We did not do so good, guys.
And it was
I
art.
got absolutely lucky.
All right, do we have the next game coming up?
50 versus 1,000.
All right,
See, do we need to
let me prep the
Have fun
scene a little
start
bit.
in that, or do we need?
I think Gilby wants you to start it for him because he's gonna be playing, right?
Yeah.
So
Let's see, where do I go and put this in?
you go to. You want me to do it? Should be able to.
Yeah, you can. So I know where to go.
Um,
Where do I enter?
if you're spectating a game, you can put it in the game chat. Here, let me see.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Are you gonna do it? You got it? Is it it's back to group C. We got house lines starting with the white pieces.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can.
Are they ready?
Oh, God.
You got it?
Yeah, I think so. Let's go. So I go to just to spectate a game. And
Go
then I
to
and
go to
save it in there.
play. It's not through the events page. I can do it if you want, real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, that's probably easier.
And there we go.
Perfect.
Beautiful. So we've got the game started. We got Houseline, the event organizer, one of the highest seeds here, 1926, up against Coda Carter. And we've got a update from, was that ESPN?
Yeah. My phone
Just-
decided to.
Huge. Okay.
Gotta be up on top of the news.
Wow, already Coda's blundering
Oh,
here. She's just
mistake.
giving up the E-pawn. Easy pawn
No.
grab there.
What's what? I don't hear what even. What's what? Oh, whoa, what's that? You mean B6?
Well,
It's prep. It's novelty.
I don't know if this is prep. I think it might have just been a mistake.
Oh.
But
the
Houseline, he
benefit of
hasn't
the doubt.
taken it yet. He's a little hesitant.
You might think it's bait. Or do you think it's bait?
Wow, he doesn't take it. But still a good position for white. Okay, my computer didn't like that, whatever that was. So, hi, Gilby.
Am I back?
Sorry, yeah. My computer just crashed Discord. Okay. No, but we're chugging
It's
through
been
it.
that kind of a day.
Dude, I don't know what's going on. I think it's Twitch. I don't know. I'm just gonna blame Twitch for all my problems and hope that works out for me.
It's always Twitch. Always Twitch.
Okay. Well, Coda kind
F3
of
move here. Or is D3, knight D3 better? Where?
I don't know. I just know Coda kind of gave up the pawn early on, and Houseline just didn't want it, didn't take it, didn't play for it, and so yeah, Coda's kind of still in it, right? Still fighting, not down any material just yet. This though, computer hates. Why? Because queen h5 check, g6, and then queen to h6. Okay, very interesting. It also likes just taking on f5. I mean, that's just a free pawn as well, right? Like taking that.
And then we have to open up the G file. Take our pawn.
Yeah, I mean, pawn takes on f5. I guess what Coda's trying to say is that the pawn is pinned to the g2 pawn, but the problem is if you play e takes and bishop takes on g2, then you have queen to h5 check, which is a huge check. Houseline is really not taking advantage of some of these tactics. However, Houseline's still playing extremely solid just great development moves, and
He's
the
not falling
weaknesses.
for the bait. But he's not getting in with the bait.
So Coda castles short, and that helps defend the F pawn with a rook. Computer just loves queenside castles actually for house line, and it still likes taking on F5 actually. And yeah, if Coda ever takes on G2, then Rook G1 is going to be a huge part of the attack on the king side.
Just go like queenside castle.
I'm going to try to tune in and see what house lines say. Oh, it's an ad. Yeah, Coda's audio is not working for me at all, so very
What's going
interesting.
on with her audio?
I just not picking it up.
Yeah. This is cannot be good for white. Or maybe black. Fine.
Oh, we refreshed Coda's, and now we're listening in. It's saying if house
I
line
did that, I will.
queenside castles, it's over +5. We heard Coda just had a hydrate redeem.
Look, I have the good Japanese uwu music.
Yeah, we're listening to her
Just
anime
gotta,
music.
Gotta go for something.
So yeah, so she
Maybe
did
we
take
need
on
to
G2.
spend a little bit more time calculating. I'm trying
I
to
think
get
it was good prep from Coda.
This is not good prep from Coda. Like this is good prep from house line, right? I mean, if either like we have checkmate in 1 threatened right now on G7.
It's only a threat though.
It's true. It's only a threat. So after Rook F7, Queenside Castle, Queen F8, Queen H4. I mean, I don't know, man. F6 looks really strong, right?
Yeah.
Opening up the light square bishop.
Rook F7, F6. It's nothing.
Okay. Well,
What is Coda going for?
Gilby's not scared.
Bishop takes.
Let's listen to Matt.
Bishop here.
He's calculating.
Double check. And it's GG's.
He's already calling GG's.
Nah.
Not quite though, actually. Not absolute GG's.
It's crazy.
Not quite GG's.
That
Check.
his
king
stockfish just position was black, and it might be able to hold or win
Against who?
against him.
She's still got 2 pieces kind of
It's house line.
not developed. I think this was a very strange move.
It is Sunday, November 3rd. I think that is correct. Oh, the surf. Yeah, no, it's the surf.
That is
I might put some music.
Is it not the third link?
But we'll see.
you gotta blame Matt on that one. That was not me.
Okay. So now if I take
So computer wants queenside castle. Good old queenside. F6 is third best. Second best is just A3. I mean, all the moves are pretty
A3.
good. Look at this eval, dude. It can't get any higher.
Oh, nice. But yeah. A3 is so obvious here.
king's got to
What
be
time is it for Gilby?
push. Bishop here. I take. Bishop takes.
I don't know.
It is
So
5:20.
F6.
You're on
That's
East Coast time?
Pawn
Yeah.
takes E7. Queen takes E7. Check. No, it's not check. The bishop's in the way. Queen takes E7.
What do you mean us? Everybody plays A3 here.
Yeah, but takes
Everybody, including Matt.
back. I think pushing is the answer.
He actually played
No,
that.
I think he's gonna do F6.
Here I take. Yeah.
It looks a lot more
Push.
natural.
I don't see
He's going aggressive.
anything else.
You went U.S. Mountain Time? U.S. Mountain Time right now is 3:25 p.m. F6 played, knight to G6, and that's a free piece on D5. Knight takes D5, not only taking a bishop, but also defending the F pawn. I mean, yeah, bishop takes on G6 is coming next. So house line hasn't castled, but doesn't matter. He's up a piece. He's crushing.
I've also got a check.
Knight here. Okay, wow. He can sack the queen on G7. That's actually the top recommendation. It's a forced main 13. Second best is sacking on H7.
Check, rook takes, I take, queen takes.
Is he calculating the queen sack?
I mean, would make sense.
He's looking at knight takes pawn. Or sorry, knight check on E7.
Does the check
Oh.
actually do anything though?
He's supposed to play the queen
Yeah,
sack
I take check. Oh yeah, the check does do stuff.
on
Okay,
house line. Play the queen sack.
He's just doing knight check. This is still pretty good.
I think I will just
It's still
That's so
wanted
boring, though.
the queen sack.
check.
Okay, so he's won an exchange. Now
I get the position. I'm doing the queen sack.
queen E4 is actually brutal.
And
There's
I
also
feel like you gotta
do I just offer a queen trade?
every time it's
No,
remotely
because
decent.
he's
You
got
gotta
a
go for the
really
queen
annoying
sack.
check. So let's not. Let's
Yeah, queen
let's-
E4 makes
let's
sense.
worry about that. Oh no, he doesn't. My knight is actually guarding. Thanks.
yeah, queen E4, beautiful
mean-
move.
So we'll go here.
So there's
If
no
queen
knight
takes
takes.
H7, does that
We
lead
are
to mate?
threatening, to come
Well,
in
yeah,
with
queen
a
H7's a huge threat, obviously.
Um,
Okay,
black pawn.
she didn't address it at all. So now it's forced mate again. Rook takes G7, just wins the queen.
So we will now.
It's
check
also the best
up.
move with mate in 6.
And yeah, I think this is a bit gone wrong. Just double check.
It wants bishop G6 check. It also likes rook G8 check. I mean, rook G8 I think is better than taking on E7 because they have to block with the
So I've
queen.
actually got check, queen block, bishop check, king cannot go up. I think that's the.
Maybe this is
Ah,
not
you
for
just-
us.
Oh no, I don't have the bishop check because the knight's.
Well, I mean, still you have queen H8 and it's a skewer. This is just
And
this has been resignable for a few moves.
Yeah, a few.
I don't blame
One-
Coda for continuing on because it is a match, right? So you kind of
Yeah.
want the games to go as long as possible because you can maybe tire your opponent out a little bit. But anyways,
And yourself.
I would play rook to G1 here. Let's see if Matt brings in his last piece.
other trades can I offer?
Yeah, he's done it. This is the best move.
It's actually just
Oh, it's a fork. Whoops.
piece into the game.
But that knight was actually really helpful.
Well, he wants to
Because
give
now-
Coda a chance. Though.
Unfortunately, completely cool with that. So
I blundered that same thing, but this is somehow the best line for white. It's
the
actually
best line?
funny. Yeah, it wanted to sack the rook on G1 just to distract the knight from the center.
silly. What was I
It's funny.
doing?
Now it's saying F4, Queen G8, Queen E8, like bring the queen in and it's force mate. Don't even worry about the knight.
I don't want to do another stupid blunder like that, so I'm just going
He totally saw the deflection tactic.
to take my time.
That is funny though. That's wild. The computer is like just fork your piece immediately. Check. Okay, that's funny. He said he didn't want to do a blunder, but that was a free knight.
I'm-
Okay,
what I
queen
did-
check.
what is wrong with me? Oh well.
I think he missed that
Oh,
too.
well.
Okay. And hey, this is why
I'm
you don't
panicking, and I
resign
keep
as
panicking
Coda.
up. It's so stupid. It's
'Cause-
so stupid.
Because if you resign, you give Matt so much confidence going into game 2. Like to him, he played a perfect game. Here, now he's kind of messing up. She's threatening to play the same fork. But okay, step up. If the knight could teleport to E4, that'd be nice. But
Fork me, I get it.
Or teleport to F3.
Houseline felt
That'd be
yeah.
poor.
I can't. Yeah. I'm panicking too much. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay,
E4 there, yeah.
Now we're in a good spot.
Okay, now the knight's pinned. Now the knight's pinned again. So the knight's a goner. Check. Another check. Nope. Running H pawn.
I did everything I could to try and throw. The bishop's even going.
I think we're finally getting out of Coda's prep.
Playing a little ring around the rosy here. Not to
Hey,
be
who's that from?
confused with Rosenthal.
Just chill, Matt. Just chill. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Oh.
I think it's gonna repeat moves. They're gonna go queen f5. What's happening? We got a little tournament set up. We got in this right now. We got House Line going against Coda. They're playing a group match. Basically, it's 10+5, and this is the first game. Right now, yeah, it's the first
She's
game.
trying to
So
go for stalemate, which is
And there's the mate.
okay. Oh my god.
GG. So game 1
That was bad. That was
in the books.
that was not good. Not good. Not good.
Coda will come back though.
So yeah, you can hear
It's
Matt
fine.
is
I got through
not
the
too
hard bit.
pleased with how he played.
The hard bit.
So there's a bit of psychological
I'm not gonna
warfare
make it
going
sound,
on
my
between the
friends
players.
will, yeah.
Maybe this is played by Coda. Maybe she's playing the long game.
Yeah. Okay.
Do they
Oh,
rematch or
jeez,
do we have to start the second game for them?
jeez, okay.
Yeah, we have to start
That
the
puts
second game.
pressure off.
The on what the next day is gonna be, so we kind of
Anyway.
did. So you
Yeah,
are
this
out of
is
your
streamer.
mind. I
Yeah,
see Coda.
yeah, probably.
I'm gonna play every rapid game that we play today. I will play F5 just to prove my point. And
Wow.
we will win. We will win F5.
We're
I
hearing
love the
some
part where you said, "Let's-"
prep from Coda. She's going to play F5. All right, so let me get the next game ready.
That was
You want me to do it? I can do it.
Oh yeah, just easy. Prep League. Well, Houseline can't do a whole lot with that short amount of
Are the
time.
are the
for with
players
prep.
are the players ready? Should I start their game?
You can.
But are they
Are they? See what are they doing?
All right, I guess I'm going to just start it.
Yeah, they're good. We're good.
Oh, Houseline's not online, it says.
Oh,
So he's
Houseline
not
is
ready.
he's good now. Just
Okay.
changed screen, I think.
No, it says he's still not online.
They're not online. We gotta fix that. Mr. Houseline.
This is the last match for today. This could be the last game. We've got some good ones. I don't know who that is, Air Rodin, but thank you. All right, game 2.
Yeah,
Underway.
it's 4 groups of 4 link. Everybody plays everybody in their group, and then it goes to a knockout. That's the format. Not round robin. Not everybody plays everybody.
sorry about my singing.
One if I had gotten a Sicilian one.
I don't know what just happened.
Is Coda ready? I thought she was.
Well, she lost 30 seconds apparently, but oh well.
Oh, well, she's here now.
That is true.
Good.
Oh man. house line. The computer's not liking these Fianchetto pawn
Indeed.
pushes early. Oscar saying that Matt said he mouse slipped e5. So did he mean to play a
Yeah.
French? That's
I don't know.
actually
Yeah,
true.
he does play the
Apparently,
French.
yeah. So he's gonna win this because he didn't play the French.
Think so?
Link says he meant f5. Well, Coda said that they're gonna play f5, so we're gonna have to see f4, f5 on the board soon.
Yeah, he does always play the French.
And you can see Coda didn't bring the knight out to f3 with the tempo, instead going knight from g to e2, making sure that they can still play that f pawn push. Now f4, f5 still very playable from Coda. Oh, well, bishop to f4 is interesting. I don't like the knight on e2 so much because it kind of blocks the light square bishop, right? So how are you going to get castled with that in the way? Maybe she's going to go for a queenside castle here.
Maybe you go G. Maybe she's gonna try to Fianchetto.
It's possible too. Pawn push. Computer hates that because of the move bishop to d6. Just getting into that hole that house lines created. So both players maybe not too comfortable with the openings, or you know, if house line mouse slipped a French, that could really throw off his game. To give him an out
Yeah.
here. We'll see if Coda actually converts.
We're doing spaghetti.
Sounds good.
Yeah, aiming for substance.
Okay.
I'm streaming.
I'm good.
How many games did you commentate?
On.
Oh. You gonna be done by 6:30?
Yeah.
Hey Bishop, good to see you. Shout out to Gilvy. Gilvy
We're
was
back.
not originally scheduled to commentate today. He's filling in as a sub. So Gilvy really put in the hours today. Not only a player, but a commentator and a host, one of the organizers. He's just doing everything. So big shout out to Gilby. Shout out to
Did I miss anything in the
Blunderghost as
game?
well. No, you just there was this pawn push c6 from house line, which is a mistake because that allowed for Coda to plant her bishop on d6. That wasn't played, but Coda's still developing, bring her queen in, castled queenside, and it's still really liking Coda's position. So Coda lost in round 1 for those of you tuning in. It's a best of 2, so she must win here with the white pieces in order to force tie breaks. We're in the group stage. This is group C, I want to say. And house line just won the first game, so he has draw odds here with black. So he will get a win with either a win or a draw, but Coda's going to try her best to stop house line from doing that. And she's got a great position here with the white pieces.
We're gonna see if she can convert. That is the question.
Bishop Stars saying that they were even helping her out with the opponent's opening tree, but didn't use it because she was distracted. So
Oh,
Coda's position here,
like going on.
as good as it is, it's purely from her own ability, not from opening tree.
It's built different.
She's going to play e4, d5. You mean d4? These are chess.com rapid ratings. Shout out to Chaco. Welcome in.
This is elite gameplay link. What do you mean?
All right, d5 has been played. That is kind of a scary move to play because white has 4 pieces attacking d5, and d5 is only supported 3 times from house lines. So this is kind of a gambit, no?
Hellson's not scared. He wants to get his pieces active. Sure, is that a good move?
Well, the computer really likes
Yeah.
bishop h6. That's another good point of putting the queen on d2. You kind of create this battery to try to trade off. This is one of black's best pieces. And that's exactly what Coda's done here, taking advantage of the fact that black has yet to castle. And if you castle
Good
now,
Coda.
then you've got this really beautiful h4, h5 attacking idea. So we'll see if Coda continues, follows up here. You can also trade off that dark square bishop, of course. And yes, you can always capture on d5 as well. But also you don't have to, because that d pawn, there's no threat of taking on e4. It's pinned because the queen and rook are lined up thanks to the long side castle. So yeah, trades off here. I don't like this as much as h4, because after h4 now, black has the option to play h5, which previously wasn't available. But Coda's still doing very well. She's just capturing on d5. Thank you for the material. Free pawn.
He's playing well this game.
Yeah.
Hasn't really made any big mistake or major mistakes at all.
The question
She's
is,
punishing
can she
outline.
convert a good position, right? She might be,
Yeah.
you know, over +2 favorite on the eval bar, maybe up a pawn currently. But as we've seen in prior games, that eval bar and that material advantage doesn't mean anything unless you can convert it. So Coda still has a lot of work cut out for her. Lots of chess left in this game. Yeah, Coda's just simplifying here, just trading down.
And she'll be pawn up.
Yep, she goes into this endgame. She trades off the queens. The computer doesn't really like it that much, but hey, a pawn is a pawn. Interestingly, Houseline might be tempted to take this pawn back. Doesn't do it, wisely so, because your bishop would get trapped after b3. And yeah, Coda just moving her knight out, attacking the bishop, and opening up for her bishop.
Exactly. Like, yeah, we don't end up like Bobby Fischer did that one game. Yeah, what game number? But when he got his bishop trapped.
Maybe there's some Chicago CCL matches, Chaco, that we can commentate next season. But yeah, I definitely like taking free pawns, but I also liked the idea of h4, h5 with the queen and bishop still on the board. So maybe an opportunity miss for Coda for like getting a really strong attack with some material left on the board. So now we're going to have to see how is her in-game technique, right? She's going after this light square bishop, which I like a lot. If knight takes, pawn takes, the rook's going to come into d7. So we see Matt avoids that, moves the bishop, wisely so.
Is Coda gonna play something like bishop b3? Just continuing on trying to simplify. Sure.
Yeah, bishop
Too
d3.
wrong with that move.
Now rook takes. Nice. Allowing to double up the rooks. Rook d7 is a huge
Hikaru
move.
would win this. Yeah, Hikaru would win this. He would definitely win this with the white pieces. Use the black pieces too. Yeah, he would win this tournament. I would agree with that.
Hikaru declined the invitation because he didn't want the prize of his own signed board.
Yeah.
Yeah, rook c7 preventing rook d7. This is still a winning move or winning position, I
He
should
said he
say.
can. He said he can get that board whenever he wants.
Hikaru's scared of Damien, says Farzy. That checks out. All right, rook to d7. I think rook hd1 makes a lot of sense, just doubling rooks on the d file. Yeah, Coda's continuing to simplify here. I'm not the biggest fan because I like just leaving the material on and attacking. Like here, yeah, doubling. She finally does it. This is great. She's threatening to win a rook. And yeah, Black's just going to have to trade here.
I mean, it's not a bad move. Just going into a knight endgame up a pawn.
Yeah. I mean, surely she can't lose this, but she still has to show some really good technique to convert, right? It's a 3 versus 2 pawn majority.
You just like kind of start walking her king in.
Yeah, king d2 here.
Can we just overload on the queen side?
Pawn push, maybe a little slow.
Is king d2 better there?
King, yeah, getting the king in is definitely better. You need the king in the end game here. If you're going to trade all the pieces off, that king is an important attacking piece in these end games. Kings in the center are going to be huge, and that's why the best move here for Black is actually king f6. Still a great position.
Knight d5 the thing?
Knight d5
White gets
is a check, but
no like.
if
I mean,
king
I guess I
f6.
mean before.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing wrong with knight d5.
It's preventing the black king from going king f6.
Ah, earlier, yeah, that's true. And d5 is also kind of an outpost square for white because there's no pawn on e or c file to kick it out.
I don't know if that's with king d2 might still be better. I'm not sure. Yeah, this one.
Houseline's using a lot of time here. I'm not a big fan of this time thing. I think he needs to just put his king more centralized and just try to put some time pressure on Coda, right?
Yeah. He's got to
Kick
time
in the
pressure
knight.
and make Coda able to play end games.
Knight d5 is a third top choice. Best is knight back to d3, which kind of helps box out the forward moves of this knight, actually. So a
Where
little
are we
bit of
trying to
symmetry.
redirect our knight to?
Well, to me, it's
what's
more
the
of a
concept?
boxing out move, right? Because you take away the forward moves of the knight. So, but knight d5 is fine. It's just kind of an awkwardly placed piece to attack any of the pawns.
Yeah. Doesn't really do anything, I suppose.
But you do keep the king out of f6 for a turn. Computer also just likes knight h3, kind of inducing another pawn push. And I guess you're going to come around to f2 and e4. Knight d3, best move played by Coda. And yeah, king f6 played now. Does she go knight? Yeah, she brings her king into d2. Very smart.
Okay.
King in. Yes. She needs to
Properly still win.
she needs to create a pass pawn, right? That's the only way to win this position. She needs to push her majority. She needs to push those queenside pawns and maybe bring the king into d4. So she's going at c4. This is the right move.
In one way or another, yes, she's got to win with her queenside pawns. Even, I mean, that could also mean forcing the black king over there and then one of the kingside pawns. But... C4, B4.
So yeah, Matt bringing his king back, a bit of a concession. This is allowing Coda to bring her king in further. King d4 is a really nice move.
I think that's the issue here is that the black king can't go queen and king side.
Something that's really nice about the king on d4 is that it complements the knight really well and also boxes out black's knight very well.
You don't go king the e4?
No, I want my king to kind of assist in the queenside pawn advancement.
But we don't want to preserve the option to go king f5.
I think either king move is good here.
Yeah.
But luckily, Kota's not really in a rush. I think something that you might want to avoid with the king on e4 is that you're kind of giving black f5 check with tempo, right? So then your king would have to end up on d4 anyways, and you're kind of giving black a free pawn push.
That's the question, is if we want the pawn on f7 or f5, I suppose.
Well, pawn to f5 anyways. So now king d4. Computer also likes g3 or f4. f4 is really annoying. Kind of forces black to commit to some sort of pawn push. Definitely not going to capture.
King d4 is a real threat though, because we're also play like knight c5 with that.
Yeah, that's a great point. Trying to get the knights off the board and simplify.
I don't think those pawns are fast enough for it. The king side, sorry.
Yeah, bishop starts saying a king or a piece that's 3 straight moves away from the knight is hard to reach, or 2 squares diagonal, right? So that's why I didn't like knight d5 earlier that much, because it was 2 squares diagonal from both the pawns. So we see some kingside pawn pushes. I'm not sure why Kota not committing the king to the center just yet, but playing h3 first and only now f4. Black should play g4, which is a little annoying, right? You're not supposed to take, because then black can maybe make a pass pawn. Should still be
I
fine.
think it's very intuitive though.
Yeah, here she really should not take. She should play king d4.
Yeah.
So let's see. Does she go for it?
Do you want to just take away black's options and just kind of squeeze them?
Yeah, but when she's playing on the king side, where the pawn is even for both sides, like black is actually
she's
taking a
creating
lot of
weaknesses.
space.
Yeah, she's creating weaknesses for herself and giving black some sort of counterplay. And it's still one in, of course. But
I think she's just kind of delaying, right? She needed to be advancing her queenside majority, because that's where she's gonna win, right? So it takes time and moves to invest, and she's been making those moves on the king side where black has been gaining some space. So obviously still completely winning. She did not capture, which is good. She did play king d4, which is the best. And now
in that
black
position,
is in a pickle.
let's say it's bad, but if white were to do something like h takes g, is that almost a draw? Instead of king b4.
No, I would. Oh, computer does say it's a draw. Actually, that's wild. I was gonna say I figured white should still be fine, but no, taking would have blundered.
I think it allows the black king enough access. But it's just an example of how you can mess up the position.
Yeah. So now she can push something. She can push a4, she can push c5, she can move her knight in to e5, it's saying. Pawn check. King probably back to e6. And now, again, she can just keep pushing, right? Like b5 right now. Yeah, a4. Just keep pushing these queenside pawns. And Matt really has nothing to do, right? She could have been doing this a lot earlier, before she had played like h3, f4. But now is a great time, better than never. Yeah, b5 is going to be annoying, right?
Yeah, because then you're running c6 and then
Yeah, b5 or even a5. Like a5 is weird
Five
because you're
also.
allowing maybe a6.
I would not. It's not crest. Would not. It would take me a long thing to ever come up with, I think.
Obviously, Matt is trying to hold this to a draw because a draw would win him the match. But Coda's pushing
have
for the
good
win
here.
to tie it.
Is that better than b5?
b5 is top choice. Knight e5 is also good. Yeah, I love this. You can ignore
For me
that.
to ever come up with a5 there, it would. I don't even know if I would ever play a5. Difficult to find.
Knight e5 is a
Looks
great
so
move.
unintuitive. Yeah.
So now
it's really good.
Matt's knight has no moves, right? Anywhere it goes, it gets traded. Also, Coda's threatening to win the pawn on g4, actually.
How do you stop c6 at spot?
Well, if you play c6, the thing is you can trade, and then the king can now move over to d6. Right.
Yeah.
Still should be winning. Here now just
yeah.
trade the knights. Just trade the knights.
c6.
Trade the knights, and then you
C6.
can just play you can throw away your extra pawn and play c6, check, right? But then your king is going to get to e5, and you're going to pick up the
Yeah.
f pawn, and you're just going to win.
Yeah, it's actually cleaner, I guess.
You could also just play king e5 right away. Yeah, no, this is even cleaner. This is best.
It's a knight trade. Was that forest?
Well, Matt played knight d7, so that at that point, yeah, she traded immediately.
Oh yeah, any opportunity.
And now she has 2 passed pawns, and she's gonna win. Nice.
This is
and easy.
resignable. Yeah, it's literally made in 10.
Well,
It might be resignable.
she could stalemate. It's not impossible. So, and I do think that he should play it on.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with. I'm just saying it's.
There could be some rows and
of course,
traps.
yeah, stuff can happen.
Yeah, Coda absolutely
But nobody
dominated this
would.
game. It wasn't like
the
the
same time-
cleanest, but we're gonna have to look at the cap scores and see who's gonna. Well, I guess there's still stalemate chances, right? Check, check.
I think Coda's
Queen c2, queen b8, and mates.
as long.
How many main ones? Oh, resigns maybe. Didn't let mate on the board.
I can't believe I mouse
Dang.
slipped e5. I mouse.
Oh, he
That's brutal.
he's blaming
That's
his
killer.
French defense mouse slip.
I'm gonna pop in Discord. It's Armageddon.
I don't. It was more than that,
I'm
though,
gonna
bud.
get crushed in an
It was
Armageddon.
more than that.
Mouse slip.
So, how are we calculating these cap scores, huh?
And I'm
Just
I'm
using
gonna
the
lose.
accuracy.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna lose this. Okay. Play online. Let's go.
What are the accuracies of the
I'm
two
not happy with
games?
that. I'm not happy with that at all.
Oh, you put in the other one.
No, it won't let me edit anything.
I can. You have the number, or you can go pull it up.
So let's see. Coda just had an 89.1, and Matt had an 83.1.
What
So
is
she was 6%
What is life? What's
higher.
the universe?
89. What was it?
In game 2. Coda was 6% higher. Let me look up game 1.
It was 89 point what?
89.1 to 83.1.
Gotcha.
And in game 1, house line was only 3.8% higher. So I think Coda, on average, had the higher cap score, according to the events page. So I'm not the official organizer or anything, but if I understand the rules correctly, Coda should have white in the first game, which
Wasn't
is
Bad enter the scores for the first game? Is there something already in here?
So for house line,
I need to put it in as 80.6 for house line in the first game and 24.4 in for
yeah, it's a different
Kodo.
score than on what I'm looking at because I think it's every computer is different.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, according because with those, house line would be higher. It's 81.85 to 81.75.
whoa, wait, Coda's just skyrocketed now.
Oh yeah, apparently. I guess Matt's editing it.
Maybe he's
yeah,
like getting
it
a
won't-
more official cap score
Maybe.
because yeah, I don't know. Yeah, how he has it now, it's showing Coda gets white. Honestly,
It's a lot higher.
Matt might want white because he mouse slipped his French defense. So he might get a chance at the French where he's going to feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah. It is very true.
So love that Matt is the player and the organizer and he's calculating all these scores.
Yeah, we keep him busy.
Anywho, quick look at the pairings again, just because I can show. In Group C at the start of the day, we had Ollie losing a nail biter against Pin Pawn. Group D, we had Car Crash kind of just take a 2-0 demolition against Damian Nick. And now we're in Group C, where we're going to see a second tiebreak out of 3 matches. So we've got some really close pairings today. House line there. Definitely the rating favorite, 1926, compared to Coda at 1733. But Coda taking advantage of House line's mouse slip of the French defense in game 2 with the white pieces. And yeah, we're going to go to tiebreak. I think Coda's going to have white again, but that's going to give Matt his opportunity to play his French defense. And
Is that what you want?
it's 5-0 Blitz. I don't know their Blitz ratings. Do you have a favorite in this matchup?
I mean, probably house line, but I do not know.
House line was higher rated in Rapid, but I don't know if he's higher rated in Blitz. So I guess we're gonna find out.
I know he's a lot lower in Blitz, but I don't know what Coda's Blitz rating.
Can someone ask Coda if she's ready? Because I
He's on the waiting screen, it looks like.
okay, and then I guess I'm the one putting in the.
Yeah, you can.
Oh wow! So it's showing Matt actually gets white.
Yeah, he changed it.
He changed it. Okay, that's like where are these cap scores coming from? Like, is there
Somewhere.
they're coming
I
from
know.
Matt? Okay, well I guess Matt gets white. Okay. And Coda's ready?
Look like it.
All right, well, we're going to start our games. I'm going to give well, yeah, I'm just going to start it. I'm going to start it. Hope Coda's ready. All right, here we go.
You better be ready.
Well, she is playing a Sicilian.
I know, I need to fix my camera up or something. It looks all fuzzy. Joe's is like looks way better.
That's
No,
not good.
but what happened? Oh,
I don't know what I just did.
Brave. Oh, Code is way higher rated in this. And votes apparently.
One second.
Here we go again.
Sorry, everyone. All right, so. Oh no.
I'll push A3.
We had two things go on in the game.
We'll block all the knights from coming in. I'm gonna
Please
can pull it
just
up.
hold.
maneuvers like this.
And then-
All right, so we had a
Oh,
Sicilian.
sugar.
It was an
Or
Alpin
back.
I'm an idiot. Okay.
with C3. Maybe not mainline Alpin, but
Okay. Fine.
wow,
Fine,
look at
fine,
this.
Fine. It's all fine.
Oh,
Coda getting her queen on the edge of the board, grabbing a pawn, and now Rook A1 was just queen takes B4 and then Rook A4, and that queen is trapped. Queen B3, bishop to D.
how do we attack it?
Well, the queen's just trapped anyway. Okay, maybe Matt's letting her off the hook a little bit. Remember, there's no increment.
This is looking okay. This is looking yeah. Okay. Fine.
What was White supposed to do there?
Wow, she didn't take the.
To myself.
Do you want me to show you the queen trap? So takes here, takes here, queen B3, bishop D1, and now the queen's cooked.
And with the
So best is queen takes A4.
because then I protect my center.
So that was not played.
And this rook is
Instead, we had rook B1, A5, rook takes instead of queen takes, which would have been the best try, pinning the knight. So now knight moves, attacking the queen. Queen to A2 offers a queen trade. Knight takes a pawn, trade of queens.
trades.
I would have maybe taken with the bishop here
All the trades.
because it attacks the rook, and the other rook's also hanging.
Knight here.
Instead, took with the knight, trade off here, knight in. That's just a free piece. Matt's completely crushing this game.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's listen in to Coda. She's just jamming with her music. But she can't be too pleased
I
with
need
this
to play a
position.
little bit faster.
She's not giving
I
up
think being
hope.
down a knight is not the end of the world because I should have been down
Okay.
a lot more earlier.
We're gonna take push.
Rook D1. Wow, just giving rook takes D2. Oh, because there's just gonna be bishop
She actually
or
bishop fate
rook
there.
E8. So okay, king over. She's not giving up.
This has gotta
Wait,
be-
only winning move is rook E8 check.
Nice, though. And
Rook takes, and then there's bishop B5 check. That's the only way to hold on to the material. You have to give up the pawn with check so that the
Oh.
bishop comes out with check. And he's doing it. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And now he can save the knight that was pinned to the bishop. And his rook was hanging. So really,
You up, just up a piece.
really nice resource from
Anyways,
Matt
if I
finding
could
the
finally
only
play
way
F5.
through.
wanna try and get the bishop.
Okay, Coda's played her F5. Coda's not giving
Roll
up.
F5. Look, I play on business. Okay, I said that
Ooh,
I'd
but
win
that's
after
a
playing
nice
F5.
that's a
I'm
nice
gonna win after
fork.
playing F5.
She played her f5, but
Only
she's
way to
gonna
live
lose
life.
that pawn immediately.
Quick.
Live,
We gotta
laugh,
play
love
quick.
life.
That one hurts.
All right, I have confidence that Matt is gonna be able to convert this. He understands he's on the clock. He needs to play fast. The e pawn is hanging right now. King steps up to defend.
Oh, there are some tactics. There are some little tactics here and there, but we'll be fine. I might even just go.
Yeah, Coda can also stalemate it,
Or I don't know.
but I'm thinking with no increment, there could be flags. Obviously, knight's coming, trying to get to f5 for the fork. Knight could still go to f5, by the way.
Okay. Sure, this bishop isn't getting on this diagonal.
Like the 5.
Maybe she can try to build some sort of fortress.
Cool. We'll improve.
Check. I like that check because you take away the check on b6. Although maybe she could have planted a little trick there.
Of what my best approach should
Maybe
be.
she can somehow get all the pawns up and the rooks off the board.
If the
Matt
bishop
doesn't know how
is
to
down here, that's
checkmate
fine.
with bishop and knight.
Thank you, Abdul Roof. Good to see you. Both players less than 2 minutes, but Coda's down about 30 seconds. Bishop 2 is a good move here. I would play rook c1 and try to go to c2. That would force some material off the board. Grabbing a pawn is also good,
Okay, so
of
we'll go
course.
here.
Ooh, that's a fork.
Try pop the knight back
So
So you could
down
take a free
here,
pawn or you
check.
could trade. Ooh, this might be stronger. Well, now I would have gone bishop e4, but okay. Check.
Yeah.
G3 should win the pawn on e5. Didn't do that.
Just gonna go here. I'm gonna try and offer some trades.
Okay, running the pawn.
Hmm.
Force mate in 3, apparently. With the move rook e2. That would have trapped the king in. Check allows the king out to e3.
Yeah.
I'd go back to f4.
Yeah.
That's what Coda does. Both players get into about a minute. I'd go king g3.
Sure.
Okay, this is also really good.
Quite a bit of time.
Check, king f4, h6.
We are close to something.
Rook h8.
But I don't know what it is.
Just
I
rook
don't know
g8,
what it is.
bishop defends that, yep. So now her only hope is a
Yep.
flag or a stalemate. But the odds of flag are very low. Same with stalemate. She's going to get mated here very quick. Rook check. It's mate in 2.
We got time.
Little
Simplest
ladder
way,
mate
I
here.
think, will be
Very
this.
nice. GG. So Matt gets the job done in overtime.
It's me. Okay. That was oh my god. That was tough. That was tough.
Are we bringing Matt in for an interview?
Okay, music
Yeah.
needs to come in. Oh my god. That was horrendous. I can't believe yeah. Okay.
Not sure exactly what we're doing.
Right.
All right, Matt might be joining our call. Is he joining? Oh, do I still have him muted? So I might have muted him from before. Um, okay, I'm gonna have to mess up your camera for a sec so I can unmute him. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Welcome in and congratulations on winning your match against Coda. How'd you feel?
Well, good and bad. I mean, in terms of the first game, smooth. Second game, I mouse slipped E5. I do not play E5, as you can probably tell. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I decided to try and sack a pawn, and then the activity and just died of slow and painful death. So yeah, no, I feel good. Oh, how Coda also wants to come in. To the. when we
Well,
get her in the-
if you're friends with her on Discord, you can add her.
Okay, she's added. But I got so in my head. I was like super like I was blundering pieces even when I was when I was winning. Oh,
Let me pause the music.
hey.
Hello.
We see your OBS logo. It's very nice.
Oh, that's funny. It should pop up my camera. That's weird. Hmm.
Yeah.
The infinite loading. My OBS also doesn't like
We'll see.
Discord.
I'm gonna try something here. Anyhow,
Do Joe again.
you could have two of me. Yeah, if you're using like, oh, here we go.
There we go.
I've just created one of the most scuffed interview scenes of all time, but it's better than nothing. I've been so scuffed, and I'm really sorry about all that. But congratulations on your match. Honestly, Coda, your game 2 was so good, so smooth. I know Matt's been saying he mouse slipped his French defense, but I don't think that's any excuse. You had such a dominant performance, and walk us through how you're feeling going into overtime. It was tied 1-1. Next point win, sudden death. What's going through your mind?
So I was like, maybe if I had made that comment, I would have been fine. But it's fine. I tried my best, and I was like, if I win, I win, and if I lose, I lose. I had a good game too because I only played the Vienna. So I'm like, whenever it's the Vienna, I'm solidly gonna win. So
Wow. Well, so whoever got white was actually really important in that tie break, and I think Matt barely
I wanted
had a high.
I wanted E6.
Maybe I think you guys should replay with Coda with her Vienna and Matt with his French. I think that would be the true test.
Yeah. I'm down. Although I don't think my heart can take it. I got so nervous even at the end of the first game. I kept thinking so badly that I was going to screw it up that I'd started screwing it up. I gave you pieces for nothing. But yeah, it was really really tough. Like the second game, I just didn't have a clue what was going on. You were all over me, and I was just waiting to lose. I don't know if just trying to give up the pawn to try and get active was helpful at all, but yeah, that you played really well. So GG's on that. And I think like the blitz, I was fully prepared to come out just with a loss because I've seen Coda play blitz. I'm so slow, it's unbelievable, and all I was just trying to do is make moves quickly. And I think I just managed to get a bit lucky on that front with F5.
well, I don't know if you noticed, but my queen was trapped for like a good 4 moves. Like you had the ability to trap her, and I was just like, she's trapped. She's trapped.
You want like because I was looking at some woman like bishop on to the back to the first rank or something. Yeah, but I wasn't sure. But
I think it was just moving the 2 rooks. When I took the pawn, you could have just moved both your rooks, and then the queen would have been trapped.
Oh.
Yeah, but it happens.
Yeah. All's well that ends well.
Well, for you. Maybe it didn't end well for Coda. But
yeah.
Coda does
Yeah.
have some matches coming up still, right? I mean, the match went in Matt's favor today, but obviously this is still just the group stage. There is still a bracket format coming up next. So, Coda, are there any players in the Creator Cup that you're particularly excited to play against?
Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know. I feel like obviously I lost today, but I'm like whoever I play, I have a good 60% shot at winning. So I feel like bring anyone, and I have a good chance. So I've also been playing just really bad lately, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good. Maybe I'm excited to play Zach. I know that Zach I could easily crush. So there is
Wow.
that.
Shout out to Smoothly. I don't know if he's tuning in, but he's
Oh,
got a
Smoothly,
target.
damn.
That's
I don't know.
Zach.
His game against Uche yesterday scared me. Like his games against Uche yesterday scared me. Like, oh,
Well, speaking of scary players, we got two of the strongest in the entire field. We got Gilby and Matt in the same call. Do you guys feel like there's anyone out there that would be a favorite against you guys, or do you guys feel pretty confident up at the top?
Gilby's flat out the favorite for me. Yeah. I don't think I've seen him make like an inaccuracy.
It's you just got to get me in the right positions. Get me in the
Oh,
board
I can't-
drawing positions.
Have you
And I'll
have
do
you
something
tried that,
stupid.
Matt?
Sorry, I had Gilby muted, so I missed that.
Wow, Gilby, he's not even listening to you, man.
I know, right?
Well, you guys obviously have a lot of games left. Matt, maybe tell us like what's next match coming up? What should the fans and viewers be looking out for?
So the next match coming up is next weekend. We're doing the same days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have Group A again, so that is Gilby's group playing on Friday. You'll see all of those players going at it. Gilby's already taken out his toughest competition by rating those, so I think he's got a smooth cruise towards the end there. But and then everyone is playing their second opponent, so it's a round robin format for people that don't know what the format is for the Creator Cup. So everyone in each group plays everyone. The two winners from each group go through to a winners bracket, and then it's knockouts. And then the two people at the bottom of each bracket go to a constellation bracket, and the same goes knockouts until we get to a final. And then the big kind of prize draw.
Awesome. So we're gonna be tuning in. Do you know who your next opponent is, Coda?
I have no clue.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Ollie tomorrow, Coda, from my memory. I think you're playing him not tomorrow. Is it Ollie? I've actually got the
I know Ollie has been saying that we'd play.
Yes, Ollie's been messaging me about doing prep on everyone. It scares me. I'm on zero prep. My prep was sort of trying to fix all the cameras for this stream that weren't working. Ugh.
That was probably my bad, to be honest. I was having some crashes here and there, but luckily we pulled through. We were able to get some audio, a little bit at least.
So Coda's playing Pin Pawn next on the 9th on Saturday, same on Friday, sorry, and then Ollie on Saturday. So you've got a double pair in Coda, and then you're free. You're free for
Okay.
boys.
Free from the group stage, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. I'm excited. I think I have a good shot. I don't remember their ratings. I think me and Ollie have played before and I lost, but I also wasn't really trying, so
Yeah, you keep it under wraps. You're keeping it cool for until you have your like proper matchup. Smart.
yeah, exactly. Can't show them how I play yet.
Ollie's in the chat saying that you're gonna eat him for breakfast. So I think Ollie might be selling himself a little bit short. Ollie versus Pin Pawn was the closest match that we saw today. That was also a tiebreak match. Did you tune in at all for that, Coda? Kind of scouting the competition?
No, I wasn't able to, unfortunately, but I can always watch the replay and then get a good look because I'm gonna be playing both of them. So
Yeah.
You know, I'll just see how they played against each other and then do the opposite.
That's wise. Do you have any words of advice, Matt, for your fellow group opponents, or are you gonna wait till after
Yeah,
the group stage?
Throw against me.
Okay. Well, Coda might have helped a little bit. Getting
Yeah,
your
I mean,
team
I
prepped.
played without Coda. I think Coda's got a good shot at getting number one, really. If if she just cleans up on the rest of her matches, it'd be good going. I think I'm nervous against Ollie, so watch out for Ollie, I think, is the moral of the story.
Yeah, well, Ollie lost to Pinpon, so if Pinpon's out there,
Yeah.
he's like, don't sleep on me either, because it's Pinpon and Matt are the two winners from your group, right? So, and then you guys are trying to fight for that top spot because it's going to help in your seeding for the championship bracket.
Yes. Yeah. For sure. Oh, I wait. Sorry.
Ollie's
Thanks so
saying
much for-
that Coda is the clear favorite. Do you agree with that, Coda?
I don't know if I'd be called the clear favorite, but I mean, I at least try to an extent. So my chess, as I've been saying, has been at an all-time low. It's weird. I'll have like a week of good and then a week of bad. So I feel like that if people catch me on a good week, then of course that'd be a favorite. But if y'all are catching me on a bad week, then it's just gonna be a clean sweep against me.
Well,
So,
luckily
yeah.
you only had one match this week. Next week you'll have two, so hopefully it'll be a good week for you.
Hopefully. That's what I'm keeping my fingers crossed for, but we'll have to see.
All right. Well, is there anything else, Gilby or Matt, that you guys wanted to talk about? We wrapping things up here.
I'm having a wrap. You've gone above and beyond, Joe. So we'll let you go.
Well, is there anyone that's gonna continue streaming that we should raid?
And I'll be streaming. I don't know if Matt's streaming,
All
but
right. Shout out to Coda.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I'm gonna raid Coda. You guys have your own channels that you can raid whoever you want. But yeah,
Yeah.
I am gonna end the stream. So thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. And we'll be back, like Matt said, next weekend. So be sure to tune in.
With cams next time, hopefully.
Yeah, we're gonna try. Honestly, it's probably all my fault because it was working earlier and not working anymore. But appreciate everyone bearing with me today. And yeah, congrats again to Matt on a tie-breaking victory. Very close one against Coda. Could have gone either
Coda,
way.
you played awesome as well. So thanks for the games.
no, GG's. I mean, it was just a solid win from you. So
All right. Well, I'll see you all later, and best of luck to all of you guys. And thanks again. Take care.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
have a good one.
Yeah, everyone. Get out.